welcome. It's Friday night. What better time than to spend in my blank room? I need to get something on this wall. It's so boring. But yeah, I got a cup of tea and I got Cohors Cthulhu Tactics. Boom. There you go. The prologue. You may have seen this if you've been to conventions and things like that and been to the Modiphius stand, or I don't know if you can buy this actually, I'll be brutally honest, because I got a copy at a convention. Line the wall with books. The books would appreciate it, but I've got all my other walls lined with books already. But yeah, if you've been to a con and you've popped by the Modiphius stand, then you might have come across this, and this is just literally, the quick start prologue. So we're going to play through this, because if we play through this, when we get to the real game, we get 2 free story points for playing through the prologue. Thanks, Max. It is available for free download, yes, but I don't know if you can get the physical one unless you go to cons. Find out. That's your quest. That's your quest today. So, if you're not familiar with Cohors Cthulhu, very, very, very quick potted version. Romans versus Cthulhu, and they fight. That's it. Basically, that's what we're looking at here. The classic combo of interesting team versus Cthulhu. Not from the site right now. I literally just looked. Thanks for doing my homework for me. So yeah, we've got. I've got a bunch of minis here that you can't see. Look at how the lens distorts my hand. Whoa, that's big. Sorry, I've got quite a headache today, so this may go very strangely. Drinking lots of tea to keep me going. I've got me some long arms. But yeah, we've got like a bunch of like Roman legionaries, so there you can sort of see them. They're there, and some monsters. We'll save the monsters. But yeah, and this is may as well like a first look at some of the components and things like. Look, I've got pre-production dice bags and actual pre-production dice and tokens and all sorts of stuff. So let's just dive in. But yeah, show them off some more when you get a chance. Want to see the paint job? Oh, definitely. I've even got some I painted, which aren't as good. But so let's dive in to the prologue. It's story time with Steve. I hope you're sitting comfortably. Normally, when you're playing this prologue, you would have a lot of like kind of specific. I don't know what you'd call them, like descriptive examples. Is that a thing? I don't know. But whereas imagine you rolled a 6 or whatever. We're not going to bother with that. If we don't roll a 6, we're going to live with the consequences. First thing we're going to do is set up a board. Now you can see if I, there we go, a lovely blank table with a cup of tea in the middle. Delicious. Yum, yum. And this is just a 2 foot by 2 foot, 24-inch square, if you feel so inclined. This is just like a basic 2 foot by 2 foot mat. It's not a Modiphius one. This one, no sponsorship. Is a deep cut one. I think it's Bushido actually, but it was just. Nice one. My group rocks the same mat, I think. It was a good one. I picked it up at Salute just the week gone, which was great fun. So yeah, let's just like throw some scenery on there. I've got some rather bright grass hills. When I picked these up, I didn't realise how bright they were, but they're quite They're quite bright. So we've got like a few like little bits of raised area. Normally we would go for, I'd put some trees in, but 2 things. One, the trees I ordered haven't turned up yet. Yay, postal service. And 2, also, it's actually quite useful because then hopefully it'll let you see a bit more. But, maybe next week the trees will be here and then we can walk through a forest. But for the meantime, it's hills and rocks. You're just going to deal with that. So the main thing you want to do is keep the center kind of open, just a little space in the center, because that is where you're going to have objectives, you're going to have things like that. So let's have a little kind of little hook round the centre and then sort of build out maybe. I won't put too much thought into this because we are going to, in fact, let's do that. That's quite, is that nice? I don't know. I get very, very critical. In fact, we're not going to put this one in. We'll just put it there. And now let's throw some rocks. These are just rocks I made by helping myself to bits of slate that fell out of my neighbour's garden. They were on the pavement. It's not theft. We'll just dot those around and create a few little bits and bobs. And there's one which is a different colour for no very good reason. We'll put that there. And a couple of bits kidnapped. I know, shame. They were on the street. They you know, that's free, right? Let's just tuck these in and make little things. We're not going to put too much thought in this because we are going to move through them quite quickly. Now there's not a huge amount going on there, but what I'm going to do is you may notice I have to keep going back here to change angle. That's because I ran out of USB ports and can't run my Stream Deck on it. I've also got here towards the side some of the Cohors Cthulhu scenery, which is, you know, specific for the game. I mean, it's you know, scenery. You can use it for whatever you want. So we've got like Hyperborean ruins, which are pretty cool. We've also got more traditional ruins, which are also cool, and kind of like standing stone kind of rocks. We'll use those more in specific later. Let's start. Conan stuff would be great for this. It probably would, you're right. I'm going to take one of these Hyperborean pillars. Now in the game, these can represent things like what's called places of power. This one isn't. I just like it, so I'm going to put it on the board because I quite like it. And I just want to have something out there. Let's put it fairly, in fact, I'm overthinking my scenery already. Let's put it here, like that, and then we can move this rock sort of somewhere like that and have a little doodah. How does that look? A doodah, you know, it's official. It's official description, isn't it? But yeah, so how's that look? That's a basic setup, isn't it? That'll do. We're not going to overthink this because the prologue is quite quick. Gets you into the game. So let's have a little look here through the prologue and I'm skipping a lot of stuff because you don't need to see that. You can always download this and give this a go yourself. In fact, I encourage you to, because it probably will teach you the game in a different way. So it's story time. I hope you're ready. This is scenario 1, regroup. Centurion Marius, who's over here. Here he is. There's Centurion Marius. We'll see him in a minute. Crept through the mists. Around him, formless shapes morphed into looming trees and thick undergrowth. But he feared worse, yet lurked in the gloom. I've got no gloom. It's very well lit, hopefully. The pillar is the only definable feature in an ancient ruin. Exactly. He kept stumbling across the bodies of his legionaries, lying where they had fallen as if they fled from the ambush. It had been a normal patrol until the strange mist swept in from all sides. Then, without warning, a vicious melee had broken out as inhuman shapes swarmed through the fog. With no time to form up, the Romans had found themselves beset from every angle by strange creatures with serrated tentacles that groped over their shields. Chaos and carnage descended on the hapless Roman patrol, and before Marius had even drawn his gladius, he found himself alone and amongst the trees. The distant piercing sounds of the soldiers screaming ringing through the gloom. Icy sweat dripped from his brow. His blood ran cold. Then shapes formed ahead. Marius steeled himself to fight, but as the foul fog thinned, he saw 3 of his legionaries, back to back, trembling with terror. Their look of relief was cut short by another nearby scream. Marius will have to use all his skills to help them escape. Boom. Damn German barbarians. Well, you know, that's the thing. When we get into the actual game, there's a lot of stuff. You can play as the Germanic, like druids and things like that. So it sort of takes in more in like you become like a ragtag bunch. So there can be some weird combinations. So what we're going to learn here, this isn't going to cover all the rules straight away. We're easing ourselves in, like you should, with eldritch forces. Never dive in at the same time. The way we set this up is, here is Marius. In fact, there you go. Here is Marius. Here he is. There you go. You can sort of see him in the always go full eldritch. You should never go full eldritch. But there's Marius. So so he goes bang in the center. Now, I'm pretty sure that's bang in the center. Call me out if you think it's wrong. And we've got over here as well 3 legionaries, not legionnaires. Education time, nice and prep de charme. Thank you. Well, you know, you gotta show off the goods if you've got some fancy minis. These are very nice. I think these are painted by our very own Ash. I could be wrong though. If not, Ash, you're getting the credit. So yes, place Marius in the middle of the battlefield, and then set up the legionaries 4 inches away from Marius. So we're going to say the example is straight away from him. So let's it's about there by that rock. So here they go. There's some legionaries just going in here, and we'll sort of group them together. One of them's even up on this little hill. Very slight rise, not too bad. They get their first die on there. So what you have is a lot of these. These are some of the pre-production dice. Check them out. You know, they're all kind of like, woohoo. And the best thing, you ready for this? There's a really big one. Look how big that is. That's the threat die. We'll get to that later. But in the meantime, these yellow ones, I believe, are fear die. So we are going to put that next to them to indicate that they are a little bit spooked. My buddy, we sold him the big one. I know, big dice, big dice. We did a video recently for Fallout Wisdom Warfare 2nd where I made a prototype die, I suppose. And I made it from a big D20 just so it could be seen on camera. And the moment pictures from it went on socials, people were like, is that how big it is? It's like, no, sorry. It's just a big die for demo purposes. But yeah, so there you go. They've got like a yellow, there you go, there's a yellow fear die. And that's got 3 on it because they are 3 out of 6. And I'm getting ahead of myself, but does this game scale up in terms of warband size? Yes, it does. And the idea is the bigger your warband, the bigger the play area. So if you like go up to the next size, you'd want 3x3, and then you want more 4x4. Obviously, you can, you know, flip around with that as much as you want. I'm not going to tell you how to have fun, but that's like the recommendation in the book. I'm really glad that give that a little wiggle, my chat monitor has just gone to sleep. Brilliant. I may have to do that a lot. So, there we go. Marius, at the moment in our prologue, doesn't have fear. He is the man without fear, but these legionaries, they're not having it. They're a bit spooked. Might normally start at 1, but we're starting at 3 because that's what the prologue tells us to do. So, we've got what is here called 2 units. We've got Marius right here, who you can see is our hero. And he's been separated from his troops, clearly not by much. He just had to turn around to see them. And these 3 legionaries who are a separate unit of 3. Now, what we're going to do first of all is we're going to decide to activate, I should say, Marius. He's right here. When you activate a unit, the first thing that happens is Mythos units have a chance to appear out of the mist or be spawned in, if you want to talk gaming terms. We'll cover that more in detail, but what we'll say right now is that it does happen. Let's cut to the chase here. So, according to the prologue, we need to set up 3 servitors of Mormo, so that each one is within 1 inch of each other, and the closest one is 4 inches to the right of the legionaries. So, oh, hello. That means they're kind of on this rock. So here they are. They're disgusting. We'll pop them in and around the rock. The rock's a little bit in the way. So we'll just pop them there like that. There we go. So as you can see, oops, my button clicking game is poor. So here they are. Obviously they're left to you, but I'm the top of the table here. I should be at the bottom. Never mind. But here they come. So they've spawned in. We'll get into why they spawn when we get further into the prologue. Marius Maximus will make it back to his farm. It's possible. It's utterly possible. So, there you go. They've spawned in. Now, because that happens in response to us activating a unit, we now carry on with Maximus's activation. And what we're going to do is, I think, he says, not at all doing the thing that is recommended in the prologue. He's going to regroup with his men. He's been separated from them. He wants to bolster them with his leadership abilities and his general gruff demeanor. So he's going to take a move, right? He's going to move 4 inches, which is his move, and he's going to come in and join with his men. That means that he has become one with their unit. So this is now 1 unit. We've activated it, and by doing that, we've kind of reduced the amount of turns we're going to take. Might sound a bad thing, but bear in mind, every turn we take, there is a chance for more enemies to spawn. So sometimes you might want to, consolidate your turns up rather than split people out and split heroes out on their own. Checking bits and bobs. So yes, he's now close to them. He's a great leader, so by joining his team, these soldiers, they're suddenly a lot more emboldened by his presence. So their fear goes down from 3, goes down to 2. So they're already picking up their bravery. They're like, oh, Marius is here. We love Marius. He's so cool. Yay, etc. And Marius, being himself, is now going to make them charge into this. So this is the next kind of action. It's basically a move into combat. So all we do here, to engage, move each of your models up to 4 inches towards the servitors. Excellent, we can do that. So that as many as possible are in base-to-base contact, which is how you do melee, obviously. So let's do that. So we've got 4 inches. This guy, he's the bravest, clearly. And he can come around, I think, and get to like here. This guy, let's do Marius next. Marius is just about there. Not quite in connection. Nor's this guy. And this guy here, he can only, make it to about there. So there we go. How's that looking? Can you see those minis okay? Realise I've picked myself up a brown mat and I've put brown minis on it. Whoops. Never mind. We'll get there. It should be fine. Speak up if there's problems. So once we've done that, we sort of consolidate the battle. So they've made contact, but this is like a bit of a janky formation. So what they would do is the enemy would pull ranks. There could be more contrast, but today is not that day. You're getting into this, Squid. I like this. So each servitor that's not in base contact with one of these enemies now will move up to 2 inches towards them to make base-to-base contact. So this one we can clearly do. We'll just move them in. And I think that one clearly can as well. So there we go. It's just like, in response to the attack, they come in. Now the melee begins, which is what it says here. It just says, now the melee begins. I just thought it was dramatic. To resolve the melee, basically what you need to do is consult your unit profiles and roll some dice. Obviously, we're here to roll dice and chew gum. So we're going to look at a couple of different stats, starting with a unit's attack rating. And that's how many dice you get to roll per model when it makes its attacks in the melee. So Marius has 2. So we're going to take 2 dice for him. And then because the other guys have 3, we take 3. Sorry, they have 1 each. Makes 3. Math. Now, you do want them different colours because in this case it's not the case, but they may have different target numbers to hit. In this case they don't. They both have to roll 4 pluses. So actually, that's fine. But there are other reasons, and we'll get into that. Plus, more dice, more fun. So, their combat score is 4, so they're looking for 4 pluses on this. Let's have a look. How does it go? Okay, well that's a miss, and that's a miss. But we got 3 hits. Look at this, I didn't even put my dice cam up. Getting wrapped into this, clearly. Distracted by components. So yeah, 3 hits. There you go, lovely. Now, in the prologue at this point, the Roman legionaries also have an ability called all-out attack. And basically that means if any of, therefore, these green dice had rolled a 6, that would count as 2 rather than 1. Didn't happen. Maybe next time. In fact, in the later game, I believe Marius actually has that ability as well. But we're learning. We're starting. As you can say, I can't even run a camera as well as do this. So, what do you want? So there we go. 3 hits. Bang on. If we have at least as many hits as there... I'm going to rephrase that. If we have at least as many hits as half of the opposition. So there's 3 here, round up to 2. If we have 2 or more hits, then we stagger them. And that's why we're going to use this token here to indicate they're staggered. Let's put that on this camera. There we go. So you can see there, they've got this little token there just to indicate they're staggered. Why is that good? Basically means it's going to take away their actions as they kind of unstagger themselves. Now they need to roll to defend. They have a save rating, which for the servitors is a 5+. The plays the thing. Exactly. So every hit. So these rolled. Sorry. That tea hasn't kicked in quite nearly enough. I'm going to finish it off now, even though it's cold. So cold. So what we need to do. Yes, so we gather the dice that the hits rolled, number of hits rolled, so we rolled 3. And bear in mind, like I said, that the legionaries could get double hit on 6, so we would add another dice in there, but we don't. And they're looking now to save, and they save on 5 ups. That's 1. So the remaining 2 get through, and that causes 2 wounds, which is basically enough to kill 2, because they only have 1 wound each. So we tend to draw them from the furthest away. Let's take this guy, and this guy. Amazing. But yeah, we've already taken down 2 of these horrible tentacle chaps. It's a good day in the forests of Germania. Now, let's see if this is the problem, because I know there are rules coming which we haven't learned yet. I don't want to bring them in too early. Do they have this yet? Cool. So servitors will attack back. And because the eldritch combat happens at the same time, even the people we just killed get to go because it happened at the same time. There's 3 of them. They have an attack of 1 each, and they're looking to hit on 5s, 5 or mores. It's a 6. Is it a 6 or a 1? It's a 6. Just got to check. You always got to check with fancy dice, haven't you? Okay, they also have all-out attacks. That actually counts as 2. That's 2 hits. So now the legionaries and Marius need to save. Let's see how they go. They want to save. They save on 4s. It's that. Don't, Squidlord. I know. I got really bad rolls in does it. Oh my God! Now you say that, I'm blaming you here, Squid, because you bring up my amazing luck in 5 parsecs. Look at that. There'll be no more of this. It's not to be allowed. So that basically means we have lost 2 legionaries. Oh, cursed message. Yeah, exactly, Trek was. We'll remove that one and that one. So that's not good, is it? It's a bad day in the forests of Germania. Still, there we go. So now we're down to Marius and this remaining legionary. Now, the combat, I'm an emissary without a gods, it's in the name. I suppose you are really, aren't you? Excuse me. Oh, I think I've brought staggering in and I haven't even... No, we have. Excellent. Now, that's the thing. Because they were staggered, they don't get their second action. Should have done that the first time. I'm already getting ahead of myself here. Now what we do is count up the losses and the victories. So we killed 2 of them, but unfortunately they killed 2 of us. So it's a tie. But we charged into battle, so they are pushed back. As we consolidate, the losing unit backs away by 2 inches. So let's bring them back there as they hide amongst these rocks like the cowardly tentacle beast they are. That's our second action. So they've activated now. There we go. Brilliant. And that is kind of how... So what we've done here is we've learned how movement and basically how combat works. It's not been too bad. It's not been too bad. So we can now take another go. So let's just chase this buffoon down, because our win condition... What is our win condition? Do we know? Did it say? Objective. Oh, yeah, so we just have to kill this. We just have to kill these guys off. Had to get a snack. Good to see Marius alive. I'm not that bad. I'm quite bad, but I'm not that bad. Yeah, so we just have to kill this guy, and then we're good. We're gold. We've won. So, start of turn, we get rid of our activation tokens. And yeah, we just need to charge in there. So I think that's obviously what we do. We charge. Marius leads his remaining soldier into battle. And there's just enough room for them to squidge in there. We'll then see how they go. So, it's a 6 from Marius. Now, Marius, in this example, you never know. I lost a Knight and a Templar and Frostgrave to a single rat. Man, I bet that didn't get lived down very well by the rest of his team. Yeah, so we've got 6 with Marius. That only counts as 1. And never mind. He hasn't got the all-out attack yet. So this guy defends. He's defending on a 5 up. And he failed. Boom. We kill him. The combat is over. We've technically won now. I mean, it was pretty simple. It was pretty simple. The fear die just followed us around. It didn't really do anything. We're going to learn a bit more now. So, chapter 1 succeeded. Now, scenario 2, clearing a path. Things will become, yeah, they will be. Scene 2, clearing a path now. So this is the second one in the prologue. Marius and his soldiers survived till sunrise, and against all odds came across 3 archers from the auxiliaries that had accompanied them. Together they creep through the woodland, planning an escape route, but knowing they will have to fight their way to the free to the fort. Marius inspires the soldiers and forms them up, ready for battle. Yes, sir, Marius, the captain, my captain. So we're going to learn a little bit more about units. We're going to learn about close order, how fear works, rather than just being a die that just follows us around. How we actually spawn mythos units, that will be covered in this. And we'll do some ranged attacking as well. So, set this one up. Deployment. So we're going to deploy, and I'm going to just keep this same. Shall we? Let's move it around a little bit. Got scenery and I want to use it. So let's get rid of you and let's move things around a bit. Let's create a little rocky bit in the middle. Is that all right? Is that all right? You can't stop me. You're not my dad. Let's put that there, one of those there, and there we go. And let's have, because I want to show them off, let's have one of these what are they called? Standing stones. Ooh, we'll have one of those as well. Should we put it, actually, let's have the little one. The little one, we'll just put it on that hill, there like that. It's a bit bonkers. Maybe, actually no, we'll put the big one. The big one can go there. There's a bit flatter space. There you go. Jamie would be watching this and be like, Steve, stop using the scenery for what it's not meant to be. So it's a standing stone and it's pretty, I want to use it. When it comes to the time where we know it's something else, we'll know. Trust me. There'll be another thing indicating it. So we are going to spawn within 8 inches of this board edge. So because I'm a little bit spatially challenged sometimes, just going to like put a couple of dice down so I can kind of see where my board edge is. We can deploy our units in close order. It's not misuse, it's foreshadowing. Thank you for indulging my my scenery bias. We can dispatch our units in close order, and what that means is, when you put your units together, it has to be at least 3. 2 units can't be in close order, and they are basically forming a straight line, and they are in as close to base contact as possible. That is them forming ranks and, bolstering themselves about what may come. Why would you do that? It gives you certain bonuses. Like, for example, if archers are in close order, they get to reduce the amount they need to roll to target someone, to shoot someone even. And, it's just different things. So close order is generally a better thing to be in, but it will break. Like if someone charges into you, because as we saw earlier, you move the opposition 2 inches to close up. If someone charged into close order, it would break them and they would move in. But that said, let's start and let's put, I think, our legionaries here, and we can start with Marius being a member of them. So Marius is going to go in there like this. There he is, with his team. Come on, men. Actually, we can go up to 8 inches, can't we? So they can go up here. Even better, because I happen to know that part of our goal here is to get over the other side of the board. So, but also, here are our 3 archers. So there you go, there's a little preview. Hello. There's a, is that focusing? I can't tell. Need to do beauty YouTuber hand. There you go. I love these minis, they're so cool. There's something very pleasing about these Cohors minis because they're all kind of like all chins and screaming now. They're brilliant. We need to work out where we're going to put these guys. Where do you think? Help me out here, chat. We're going to start bringing. I'm going to start blaming you for my choices. We could bring them in same side. Obviously, probably as far forward as possible. Maybe on this hill. What do you reckon? Probably there's a lot of rocks kind of in the way here. Roll a d4 and randomize it. That sounds immensely like you are disavowing yourselves of responsibility there, Squid. Far forward as possible, definitely, and side of the hill. I think, yeah, okay then. Alpha and Trek Wars have got this one, so far side of the hill, far forward as possible. They can be there. And we may as well place them in close order as well. So there we go. Do you mean like that? Just in front of the foot of this hill. Responsibility is for lesser beings. Well, bring that up in my annual appraisal. We'll see how that one goes down. Yeah, so there they are. We'll put them in close order as well. Why not? Why not indeed? But yeah, let's see how that goes. It's interesting. Some of these messages aren't appearing on the chat box on screen. Guess you're just getting censored there, Squid. Sorry about that. It happens. It happens. Now, they both need a fear die. So this unit, which is Marius' unit, let's get this one here, has a fear die, and that fear die says 1, and so does the archers. Let me swap over so you can see. There they are. I think the bottom of the chat box is also a little off the bottom of the OBS frame. What? What do you mean? Oh, no, it is. How did that happen? How did that happen? Oh, it's awkward. It's so awkward. Let's bring that one down. There you go. Oops. Yeah, oops indeed. Okay, let me just do a little... Oh, dear. Copy the transform. Many things are thus new reveal. I know. Let me just... I've got to put this on now. On apply this transform to everything. There you go. Ready? And we'll do this one. Oh no, now you can see me. Now you can see me. Correcting my mistake in real time. I didn't need that. There we go. Problem solved. Boop. Right, I've gone away now. Thank you for that. That was... How did you know that? And why is Trek Wars' name not even fitting in the frame? It's clearly gone horribly wrong at this stage, but never mind. We like it wriggling and raw when it comes to live streams. Tell me about it. So yes, we've got over here, this is Marius's unit, which would normally be a unit of 3 legionaries. He's joined that to bring it up to 4. And over here, we have our 3 archers at the bottom of the hill, tucked behind this rock. What else do we need to know about close order? So no model you can't adopt close order at the end of a move, which is how you would normally adopt it if you've moved through rough terrain. We don't really have any rough terrain, although I'm saying these rocks here, these low rocks that you could walk over easily are probably low terrain. The way I tend to play it is that if anything's head height, probably can't climb over it, or you probably can climb over it if you have to, but you know what I mean. These hills, they're nice and rounded, but these rocks, we're going to say those are rough terrain, the lower kind here. These ones, far too rough to go climbing over, unless there's a really good dramatic reason for it. And yeah, you have to be able to be arranged in a straight line. You can't... Joys of streaming. I'm glad it's not just me. I mean, you heard about me getting my getting my Windows updates too late is that and fighting with my internet. It's great. It's the joys of it. So there we go. That's how we started this. Now we're also going to add in these tokens here that are green. I'm going to put them, can you see them if I put them on the end of, on the edge? Oh, maybe if I put them here. I framed this too well. Look at that. You can't actually see anything. Maybe if I just, there we go. The perfect crime. There you go. So these are our spawn tokens. We put 3 of those in. They're like on the edge of our dice tray. Because now we're going to create a spawn pool, and that is how mythos creatures arrive into the game. Let's get going here, and we'll explain how that works as we get into it. Let's take our first turn. Who we're going to activate first? We can either bring forward our legionaries with Marius, or try and get our archers forward. I kind of think I want to bring Marius and the legionaries forward, because our objective, always good to check this before you start wandering into the battle, is we have to slay at least 2 full mythos units, and Marius has to be within 4 inches of the opposing board edge. So we definitely want to get him out there. So let's move him and his crew. Unless there's any objections in the community, I'm in charge. Here we go. So let's do that, and we'll maintain close order. I think these hills are probably rough terrain as well. So I think we have to kind of bring up here, like this. Marius comes up, and they march forward. Oh, I've already made a mistake. Look at that. Put them back. Already made a mistake. Because before you move, after choosing activation, we see if enemies spawn. Now, the way that works is, we've got these, like I said, these 3 spawn tokens. There they are. And we've chosen this unit to activate. And then you say, if there are spawn tokens in the pool, there are 3 of them, then we roll 2 dice. Let's roll these ones. And we're going to add these 2 numbers together. And there's a little table here in the prologue which will tell us what creature spawns. 5. 2 to 5, nothing spawns. So we're all right at the moment. It's spooky, it's quiet, nothing is quite happening yet. Now, if we'd have, for example, we couldn't spawn something, or in other cases would happen later in the game as we start to learn how things work, then we would add spawn tokens. If something had spawned, we'd remove a token. But at the moment, nothing is. It's eerily quiet, and I can basically do the move I was going to do before I realised I cheated. So let's just move these guys up here. There we go. That guy's backwards, which is no good. Come on. Spears front, lads. Spears front. So there they go. The dice comes with them. And they have 1 more action. Feels like probably moving again. Seems like a good idea. I'm a bit aware, I think, let's have a look if I show you. I'm a bit aware that our archers here, if we want them to protect our legionaries, we probably want to curve around slightly to this side and have them maybe meet up a bit more. So let's try and do that. Let's bring our team sort of slightly more this way, and then we'll keep the line intact. And they can also move in like that. There we go. That keeps the line intact, and also then hopefully when we activate the archers, they don't have to try and, you know, shoot through rocks. Never a good thing. Rocks famously hard to shoot through. So there we go. We were lucky there. These guys have activated. They didn't pick up any fear. Brilliant. It's pretty spooky, but something will happen eventually. Now, if there were, you know, 2 activation tokens, we'd end our turn, but there aren't. We've still got these guys to go. So we're going to activate them. And again, we roll that table. So we want to see if we roll more than 5. 3. It's getting a bit suspicious. This is an example. This is the prologue. Shall we fudge this roll? What do we think? I feel like I should show some fighting. What do we think? I'll carry on, but let me know if you want to see something appear anyway. I feel like this is setting us for a bad time. Exactly. I'm like framing it as, you know what, I think I should show the game off in its best potential. Really, I'm just a bit scared. So I'm not sure. I don't know. It's achieved, exactly, dread achieved. The mechanic has worked. I'm scared of how things will work out. I don't like it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know what? We'll play as it lays. Because we do have to still kill. We can't just escape. We have to kill. So eventually something will happen. This is just giving us a chance to maybe consolidate our position. So let's bring our archery team forward. And then for our second action, now, here's an interesting thing. If we go to our archer's stat block, they are light units. They have this ability, light unit. If this unit is in close order at the start of an action, it can move through rough terrain without breaking formation. However, if one or more model from this unit end their move action still in rough terrain, the unit loses the benefit of close order. So we can like move through things with these guys if we need to. That might be pretty useful. So what I might do is for our next one, our next move with them, just bring them to the edge of this area, because then they can move through it if they need to. They can stay right on the edge, maintain close order, and if they need to, they can yelp through that pretty well, I think. And they have now activated. Let me flip that one over. Is there a bonus from attacking from above for archers here? Not that I'm aware of. I think there is, if a unit of archers is in close order, they can shoot over troops that are immediately next to them. So if, you know, if there was like a group just in front of them, they could like shoot over them like they, you know, the defensive line. They get a bonus to their ranged attack, so it counts as one easier to hit. And like I said, they can also move through close order. Also, without them being in close order, they can aim, which takes an action and just gives them a better chance. I'm just eyeing the tactical possibilities of that hill. I know it's not a very big hill. If you get down at the level, these hills are less tall. And the biggest one is this one, and it comes up to their shoulders. So it's not the biggest hill in the world. I didn't want to get, like, you know, a ton of scenery that the camera just couldn't see past. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So there we go. That's actually... We've got to the end of that turn. And no one has appeared. No one has come out of the fog. I should get my fog machine. Should have got that. That would have been quite impressive. Yeah, so suspicious things are afoot at the Circle K. And if you know what film that's from, good on you. But yeah. Well, there we go. So we're back to the top, really. These guys are no longer activated. They're not scared. Just they're one foot, one fear. Giant. I don't trust this fog at all. Likely giant leggy beasts in it. It's thoroughly possible. Thoroughly. I do want to get my smoke machine back. Oh dear. Maybe later. Maybe if I have a tea break, I can pick it up then. Because I know if I turn my back, there'll be a cat on this table ruining everything. So, we're back to the start. We need to get Marius, like I said, within 4 inches of that edge of the table. I don't think that's going to be a problem. He's only 9 inches from the edge of the table now anyway. That's not going to be a problem. Next time, smoke machine with some highlight rim lighting for the figures. I would love that. Little LED bases underneath them. That would be a gorgeous thing. Yeah, good luck me charging that one to the company. Honestly, it's a vital thing. Squid wanted it on the stream. So, I think this time, let's activate the archers first. On round 2, let's activate the archers because we've got these guys in position, and maybe the archers can respond to something that comes out of the fog and goofs with them. You know, and maybe the legionaries can then protect them. So let's see how this goes. We've activated our archers. Let's roll some dice. Hello, it's happened this time. Look at this. 10, 2 5s. That means we scroll down our list. It's the third of 4 entries. 3 ghouls of Mormo spawn. Now, here they are, looking audible. Don't want them lying down in the. Can't really see them. There you go. There's one. On my pasty, unlit hands. Luring players in with false security is what the dice do. I know. They're not my friend. They are not my friend at all. So, now we work out how things spawn. So, first off, you've got to work out which direction they spawn in. So, there is a graphic in the book, and we also have, look at this. I think this is gratuitously nice. This is a piece of scenery that is Cohors Cthulhu scenery, and it's the target wheel. There it is, like Mormo themselves. Woo. And as you can see here, it's got some numbers around the edge: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 at the bottom. So it's like a compass, but not at all like a compass. If I put it there, you can kind of see it. I'll put it that way so it reflects well. So there we have it. Now, Spawn Rose is a nice bit of kit. It's cute. Now this is a special pre-production one, right, that was made very early on. See if you can spot the unintentional mistake. Anyone in chat, can you spot what is wrong with this Spawn Rose? Yep. Due to reasons that no one can really explain, the Spawn Rose prototype goes 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 6. This is why you make prototypes, is so that the final one that you guys get will not have that problem. Do we have a shipping date locked in? Got my STLs painted up. I don't know if there is a shipping date locked in. Jamie, the ever busy and ever helpful project manager for Cohors Tactics, was going to be in this stream, just hanging out and chat, but he's got a well-deserved day off because he needed it. So, but I'm pretty sure he'll be at the next one next week when we carry on this campaign. So he'll be able to answer those questions. But the fact we're playing this now, not far off. It's not far off, I can tell you that much. Because otherwise we wouldn't be putting this in your internet. But yeah, so there we go. We just have to pretend this one says 4 rather than 6. But, you know, there it is. So we roll a d6, right? And I put the 6 facing me. So it's 1, 2, 3, long arms, 4, 5, 6. You get me? Cool. Let's see which direction they spawn in. 2. So that is this way, over here. God, the arms, look at them. Unlike Reed Richards. Excellent. Sorry, I may have drunk a lot of coffee today. So it's 2 unbearing, which is across there, across this hill. If I swap the angle, you can see it. It's kind of in this direction. And we work out how far it is by rolling 2 dice and adding 4. And that's how many inches it is. 7 plus 4 is 11. So we're going to work it out like that. Excellent. Just in range. Basically here. Which you can't quite see because it's behind chat. But don't worry. They'll be there. I promise. In fact, if we tack one to the side there we go. They are there. Trust me, it's just behind the chat window. God, this is going well, isn't it? There you go, look. Can you see them now? No, you can't. Should we move them slightly? Let's move them a little bit so you can see them. Let's say it was a bit closer. Oh, no, you can see them. What am I talking about? They're right there. So confused. Never mind. There they go. They appear. They stumble out of the mist, covered in fungus and general horribleness. And obviously, if it would go in a place it can't go, there are rules to cover that, which aren't all covered in the prologue, but I know some of them, so we could always employ those if we need to. So there they are. They're spawned. So now what we can do is work out what we want to do with our archer unit. Oh, and of course, because a unit spawned, we take a spawn token away. So there we go. Ooh. What do you think we should do? I think, obviously, we're activating the archers. They definitely, yeah, you can't see them on this one. They definitely should take a shot. Now the question is, what's their shot like? These archers have a range of, I believe, 16 inches. So they're definitely in range. But the idea is 10 inches and over, that's long range, and they'll have a slight problem. But they are within 10 inches. I know it spawned within 11 inches, so that probably doesn't... That's clearly me cheating somewhere. Should we push them back a little bit? Yeah, there we go. They should be there. I was about to say, that doesn't quite work. Well, they are somehow. They are just about. It's on the edge. I'm going to say they're in at 10 inches because part of the model is in 10 inches. So there we go. Yeah, we're gonna attack. They're in close order, which is great. So normally they would need to roll on their range skill would normally be 5+, but because they're in close order, they need to roll 4 pluses. They all have an attack of 1, so we're rolling 3 dice. There it is. And I think, because they're in close order... Oh no, because in close order they get that reduction in hit. I think we should do an aim. So when we aim, it uses an action, and it increases our fear by 1. Because they're like, oh, we better make this happen. But it means if we roll any ones, squid, if we roll any ones, we can re-roll them. And if you know me, if you saw the 5 parsec streams, if you were paying attention earlier, there's going to be some ones. I just know it. So, I'm sure there will be no ones. Thank you, Squid. Thank you for making it happen. So let's see. We're looking for 4s to hit. There's a 1! There is a 1! Love it. Oh my! This is amazing. This is so good. Whoop, whoop. Okay, now they don't have the, what's it called? The all-out attack. They don't have all-out attack. So that's just 3 hits. But that's 3 hits. There's always a 1. You made it happen. You use your powers for good, Squidlord. Thank you. So that's 3 hits. 3 hits on these Ghouls of Mormo. The Ghouls of Mormos have a save of 6, which kind of sucks for them. So now, see how many wounds we do. Currently it's 3 wounds. Not a single save. That's 3 wounds go through. And they each have a health of 1. They are executed. I mean, you didn't even get to see it. Look at this. Come on. They are executed to a ghoul. Excellent. Love it. That was worth the aim. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. When I've played this game before, I have always ruined it by taking the aim action. It's never worked. I just need Squid here to make sure that the ones always come in. That's a solid flight of arrows. Exactly. These guys are going to get commendations when they get back to Londinium. I don't know where we're going, to be brutally honest. A fort of some kind. So, there we go. Now, well, there we go. That's brilliant. They're activated. Love it. There are no enemies to activate. That is brilliant. I'm so pleased with that. Incredible. So back to these guys. So now we're going to do the Legionaries, right? We've done one of our objectives, which is we've killed 1 unit. Let's use this marker here just to indicate that. You can see that if I switch there, they go just on the edge there. 1. Is that poking on? It's poking on just enough. Excellent. That's brilliant. So let's see now if anyone spawns when we activate Marius's unit of Legionaries. 9. Almost certainly. Oh my gosh. Okay, next spawn 14 Shoggoths. I mean, it'll happen. So we remove a spawn token, because it happened. And you never guess who's back. It's another group of ghouls. They are going to appear in the following direction. 1, directly to the left, to this side of Marius, and they are going to appear 12 plus 4 inches, so 16. That's not actually possible, so they would be off the board. So, what does the prologue tell us about this? Spawning models can be placed off the battlefield, inside solid terrain, or within 2 inches of one of your units. The full rules include a set of steps to resolve this. For now, if it happens, re-roll. Okay, fair enough, we can do that. What, same direction? A lot closer. Must be a graveyard nearby. Exactly. 3 plus 4 is 7. That's a lot closer. So let's put it near this guy here. I suppose... Yeah. There we go, 7. So they are right... Oh, that was a loud snap, sorry. They are going to be right here. They're coming in. Can you hear my neighbour shouting? They're right on the other side of the wall behind me, having a very loud bath. There is literally a bathroom on the other side of this wall, and my neighbour is... Can you hear them? They're so happy. I would like to point out as well, they are a small child. I don't have a very high-pitched neighbour who is just splashing in the bath and having fun, but, you know. So cute. But yes, so there we go. Anyway, weird rear windowisms. LHMK1, raiding with partner 12. Hello, thank you very much. That's very cool of you. Hey Raiders, how you doing? What have you been up to? What have you been doing, watching, experiencing? We're playing Cohors Cthulhu. Cute splashing girls. Yes, we were playing Cohors Cthulhu Tactics, listening to my neighbour through the wall, who's appears to be bathing their child and having a great time splashing around with rubber ducks. I'm making the rubber ducks up. It's what I would have. But yeah, thanks for the raid. Really appreciate that. We're playing this solo game, which is Cohors Cthulhu Tactics. We are Romans fighting against eldritch mythos creatures, and our unit of legionaries, led by Marius, has just unfortunately encountered these group of ghouls over here, which if I switch camera, you should be able to see. Here are the ghouls coming on at the edge. Hey Sanctorum. And here are Marius's team. So they've spawned. So what are Marius and crew going to do? What are they going to get up to? It's a very good question. So we have two options. They're quite far away, and our group here can only move 4. So we could charge in, or we could try and bait them in a little bit. I kind of feel like they should come to us. Is that a bad idea? Is that a recipe for disaster? Will we then be overwhelmed when something else spawns? I just feel like if we're splitting them up, if we're going across here, just behind the chat box, with the legionaries, that means the archers, they are left on their own. So I kind of feel like they should come to us. Thoughts, lieutenants? Force the enemy to commit and you can position them at your convenience. That sounds like a much smarter way of what I was saying. Definitely. So, let's have a little look here. Do our legionaries have anything we could use? They have all-out attack. They have shield overlap. So when they're in close order, they can reroll saves. That's the same thing as we use for our archers, but with a different kind of name. Impulsum. Okay, right. And then some other things which we haven't really covered yet. So, yeah, I think so. Let's reform, and we'll let them come to us. We have got this kind of rough terrain here. So if we were to end on that, it would break our close order. Is it worth it? We can always move out. I'm that lieutenant that just rephrases your commands more cleverly so you can take credit for them. You're welcome. You're great. I'm welcoming you on my team. I think I need that in my life. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's break close order. So we're going to move up onto this slightly rocky escarpment. I mean, we're in close order. We're in a line, but we're not technically in close order now because we're like stumbling and unable to maintain our line up. And then for our second, let's regroup just on the other side, like that. There we go. Now we're back in close order because we moved into it. I think we can do that. As long as we move out of it. No, we can't. We can't. Moved into or through during the action. So we're not in close order yet. We will be on our next move. So there we go. They've moved over. They're activated. One thing which we should have done is when our archers killed that unit, they would have lost fear because they're like, we're so great, we just done that. Woohoo! So brilliant. We forgot to do that. Excellent. Now we are back to the enemies phase. And that means these Ghouls of Mormo are going to do their thing. Now, this is the first time we've really had our enemy act because they either didn't spawn or we were just too badass and killed them straight away. I'm going to be talking about that all weekend. So the enemy AI is referred to as Mendacious. It's given a name so you can curse it when things go wrong. And the general rule is, it tends to follow certain instructions based on the scenario, as it does in the prologue anyway. And you should always err on the side of what suits Mendacious best. So if there's two options and one of them is slightly worse for you, that's the one you kind of have to pick. I feel like this game would be great for, you know, anyone with issues about themselves in the world. They'd just be like, no, that's how things would go badly. So did a unit spawn at the start of this turn? Yes, it did. These guys. Then it activates. There's a chain of things here, like, you know, is it closest to Marius? They tend to target your hero. They just know that they're trouble. So the ghouls are activating. If Marius is within 4 inches, make a charge action that targets that unit. Well, he's not. He is 11 inches away because we ran for it. We tactically retreated. Otherwise, if another of your units is within 4 inches, make a charge action against that one. Again, they're still the closest. Otherwise, if Marius's unit is within 12 inches, make a move action and end as close as possible to Marius. And if we fail to do that, then just head to the closest one. So their first action. Yep, they're just going to... They've got a move of, I believe, 4. Let's check. Does everyone move 4? I think everyone moves 4. Yes, everything moves 4. Don't know why I panicked about that. So there we go. 4 will take us up to just about there. They don't care about rough terrain. They're zombies. They're probably falling over already anyway. So that's one of their actions. And then they get 2. Let's check again. Is Marius within 4 inches? No. Another unit? No. But Marius is within 12. So we, again, just sort of stumble up. Zombies. They're sort of coming into this rough area. So there we go. They've now activated. Brilliant. So now you can see, if I switch over, really need to connect my stream deck for next time so I can just boop, boop, push buttons. But yeah, so there you go. You can see the zombies coming around here. And the legionaries tactically withdrew. I'm doing air quotes. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are at the end of our second term. Let me have a little drink. Because like I said, I think I picked up something at Salute, which was lovely. I really enjoyed going to Salute. Did anyone else go? Was anyone there? I didn't see anyone. No one said hello. I felt so alone. But no, if anyone went to Salute and had a good time, or didn't have a good time, let me know. Or is anyone going to any other cons? this year. Like UKGE, I think is the next one I'm going to. Other side of the pond, I fear. Well, maybe one day. Maybe one day. I would like to come to Gen Con, but you know, I don't travel well. So yeah. No, Gen Con would be good. I'd love to go. Have you ever been to Gen Con, Squid? Tell me it's nice. I want to go. Right. So let's crack on with our third round. I always get the correct terminology confused. What is it? Sorry, my cat's shouting at me. What do you want? Go to bed. Go to sleep. That's it. Go on. There you go. She's all right now. I went to Salute. The diorama on the demo board was glorious. Amazing. Oh, Leandrella, that's so cool. I'm glad you liked it. Fallout, yeah. I mean, there were so many really nice demo boards. It was really nice wandering around. But yeah, did you spend anything? Did you do what I did and come away with lots of things you don't need? Not necessarily for Modiphius stuff. I mean, if you bought Modiphius stuff, that's great. But good Lord, coming home on the tube, I was just like, all my money, I've spent it all on things. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I got a lot of this stuff here. I got this mat. This is from Deep Cut. They have given us stuff for free in the past. We didn't ask this time, just got it. It's nice. And these little hills I picked up as well. I can't remember who made them. It's not good, is it? Battlefront? Was it Battlefront? I don't think it was Battlefront. Yeah, the Mothman and Kokaleth. Ah, the Mothman's brilliant. I love the Mothman. I've got... if you paint them, because it's not guaranteed, we know how this works, do put them on a Discord. In fact, if you paint anything we make, put it on our Discord, because it's great to see. There's my Mothman hatchling that I painted. I'm very happy with them. Woo! Actually, that's an owl. Moths don't make a noise. Moth. So cute. They are so cute, aren't they? They're brilliant. But yeah, come and, if you haven't, and you want to, no pressure, but if you want to come and hang out on the Discord, there's a link. Discord.gg/Modiphius. Show off your painting, have a look at other people's paintings. It's pretty chill. And you can get tips as well, like loads of the game devs and the painting team hang out on there as well. So it's all right. It's one of the nicer Discords, I think. I'm biased, but yeah. You're welcome. No, we good to see you there. Anyway, round 3. Fight! So who are we going to activate first? We could activate the archers again, or we could activate the legionaries and charge them in. Now, on the rough terrain, it's not ideal, I think. And the thing is, if the archers don't do what they did last time, which was kill all these ghouls to an individual, then the ghouls will close on Marius. So I feel... What do we think? I reckon my gut is telling me that we let the archers take a shot, and then when the ghouls come in, the legionaries can all like buckle up behind their shields, and then we can look into how defensive things work. So let's do that. That seems like a good idea. These guys are 10... Oops, clunk. Didn't break the camera. Excellent. These guys are... In fact, you can even see the tokens better now. These guys are 10 inches away, so no long-range bonus, or detriment, should I say. So 1 attack for each of them, which gives us 3 dice. They are in close order. So we're looking for 4s to hit, which is good. Now, do we take an action to aim and re-roll 1s, or we could try and just shoot twice? Now, this is where those of you who understand odds and dice rolls will probably be screaming at me going like, Steve, one is clearly better than the other. I don't know if that's the case. But I think we aimed last time and it worked once. I don't think it's going to work again. I'm too skeptical. So we're going to do one activation with 2 actions, and those 2 actions are going to be shoot and shoot. Let's do this. Let's turn them facing their enemy to prove they are taking this seriously. There we go. And here we go. We're looking for 4s and up. 1. Only 1. I go for the role playing of these things, which feels like something the archers would do. Yeah, I think that's the thing as well. As like, you know, shoot, and as way it didn't work. They got 1 hit. The ghouls save on 6-ups. 1. We kill 1 ghoul and we kill the furthest away. You always take the furthest away. So that's cool. But we now get to go again. 3, and we're looking for 4-ups because we're still in close order. It's not good. That's not good, is it? 3, 2, 1. That's a pile of poo. What's Latin for pile of poo? Excrementus? I don't know. I never did Latin at school. I'm not that old. or that rich to go to that kind of school. But yes, so shot. Our archers have only taken away 1 of these ghouls. It wasn't great. It certainly wasn't as good as last time. The archers have now taken all their actions. And yeah. Eek. Which means it is now time for Modiphius' turn. So, oh! We didn't spawn any creatures. We didn't spawn any mythos creatures. And it's 12. Oh, no! Okay. Retcon. It didn't happen. Right? We're putting this guy back because I goofed too hard. Plus, I just rolled a Sturcus acerus manure pile. Thank you, Google Translate, presumably. Or Squid, who actually does know Latin and... Oh, God, I completely forgot. I was so excited to shoot these guys that I didn't think of spawning. We've rolled a 12, which is the highest we can roll on our spawn unit, which means we're going to spawn 2 creatures this time, which might make you think, oh, that's great. Only 2 of them. They're at the end of the list. If we're spawning 2 of them, they're probably bad news. Where are they going to spawn? They're going to spawn in direction 6 behind us. Behind us. This direction here. Uh-oh. And how far away? 5, 6 plus 4 is 10. Just here on this hill. Oh no, right next to the standing stone of mystery. Uh-oh. And we have spawned 2 Teufelshund. Teufelshund. I don't know. I did do German, but I'm not very good at pronouncing it. Teufelshund. These are the mysterious dogs that kind of... There we go. Let's have a look. That spring out of angles, and they're all angly and spiky, and I don't like them. They're going to be coming for us. So yeah, they spawned there. So what we could have done is, would that have changed what we were going to do? Would we have still shot? I think we would have, but we might have moved as well. Is this horrible retconning? Are you all screaming at me right now for, like, you know? I think. Look, I'm being honest. If these had spawned, I would take 1 shot and then kind of try and fall around in that corner. So that's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. There's nothing left in the spawn pool now because we've had 3 units come up. I might not retcon that. Let it play as it lie. All right. you're a more honest man than me. I'm assuming you're a man. That's a horrible assumption to make on the internet. But yes. Going to be brutal. It is going to be brutal. So we're saying that playing isn't a lie. There we go. And they activated. So, as a summary, what happened? It's my penance for not remembering the rules. The archers activated. The hounds spawned over here near our direction rows. Came out of the fog. Sneaky beasties. That's for me better. I'm horrific. I can only assume briefly so. Well, you know, I have my moments. And these archers didn't notice it. It's my fault because I goofed the rules. I will, you know, typical Roman, I will flagellate myself. Is that something Romans did? Probably. That's not something. Probably Twitch doesn't allow you to talk about that. I forget I said that. So they have activated. It's all gone horribly wrong here. Let's see what Modiphius's instructions are. So did a unit spawn at the start of this turn? Yes. So it activates. It's these guys, the hound. The hound! An enormous hound! The two-fold sun have some traits. One is feral, which is when it engages at the start of a charge action, it can move 6 inches rather than the usual 4, so it can charge a bit further in. They're intangible. They can move freely through impassable terrain, so they could just no-clip their way through rocks, which I hate. And also something for when we're defending against them, which is not good. So, they're not within 4 inches of Marius. They are not within 4 inches. Or I think they're not within 12 inches of Marius. They just head towards the nearest, which is going to be the archers. They come up to here. Like this. And then, are they within 4 inches of Marius? No. 4 inches of a unit. No, but they are within 6. So that means they can make that charge attack. They're charging into the back of our archers, which is not going to be good. So here they come. There we go. Now we know that when you're that happens, you consolidate and bring everyone around, which has broken their close order. I hate intangible doggos. Something new here. When you are charged by an enemy, we might gain fear when we choose to defend. So if we do nothing and we just let it play, we would gain no fear. But if we choose to counter-attack, we would gain 2 fear. Or if we chose to defend, we gain 1 fear. So that's a choice for us coming up. Let's see how this plays out. These Teufelsund, oh no. They have a combat of 4. They have to roll 4 pluses. The fear's worth it. Yeah, tell me about it. They have to roll 4 pluses, and they both have 2 health. This could be bad for our archers. We may have. I say we. The moment it's gone wrong, I'm including you all in on this. Let's just do this. See what happens. 4 ups. Oh. Thank God. And they only have an attack of 1. That is brilliant. Now, we should have decided, really, before whether we were going to defend or not. And I agreed with you that the defend was worth it. So, we would have defended that, even though we didn't need to. God damn. God damn it. Let's have a look here. Or do we even learn that? Yeah, in this part of the... Did we even learn that at this point? Am I skipping ahead? The fear is worth it. No, I'm looking at Act 3. That's not good, is it? Um, where is it? Or did it get covered in the first one? Oh yeah, it got covered in the first one. We just aced it. Okay, a bit trying a southern accent was terrorist. Did I? Oh no, I didn't realise I was doing that. I apologise. So you didn't need to see that or hear it. Yeah, so we would have chose to counterattack. Although these are ranged guys, so we would have gone to defend. Defend, so they would be up to 2 fear now. It's not great. It's not great. Still, there we go. These guys have now activated. God damn. Oh, I did say that, yes. I did say that. You're right. Whoops. It is now back our turn to activate. So the situation, such as it is the archers gone and they've successfully defended against these, which does mean that there were no casualties. They lost, so they do get pushed back 2 inches into this rough terrain. They're like back here now. They've been pushed back. It's not great. It's not going well, is it? Still. Now we're going to give... it's time for Marius's unit of legionaries. They are 4 inches. 4 inches of movement. They're going to charge into these ghouls. Charge! Says Marius. That's why he's such a great leader of men. So, come on! Oh, she dropped my tape measure. And I am not a great leader of men because I've dropped my tape measure. This guy can just about make it to there, and this guy can only make it here. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. Now these guys will move 2, but they're all being touched base to base, so that's fine. They don't need to move. Let's move our fear die along with them. There they go. So you can see, here they are. They've moved up in a line. They're on rough terrain, so they are not in close order. They're sort of stumbling over rocks, wishing that they were on a nice flat piece of ground. One thing I do like about this part of Cohors is you can have a table like this, which doesn't have a huge amount of verticality. There's no trees really. There's not trees to block line, so it's just a few rocks. But because of the way you want to fight, that terrain can sort of break it up and make it harder. So like keeping that close order starts to become a thing that you can at least I do. I over pursue and I'm like, oh, I've got to keep them in close order no matter what. Anyway, we've charged in. 2 dice for Marius and 3 dice for the legionaries joining him. We are looking for both Marius and the legionaries hit on a 4 up. So that's what we're looking for, I think. Yeah. One. Just the one, Mrs. Wembley. So 5. That's terrible. The ghouls defend. They are looking to save, I believe, on 6s. Yep. Fortunately, one of them does perish. But it's not great. That was not good. Yeah. Didn't really like that. The ghouls do hit back because the forces of Mythos always strike back. Let's see. So there was 2 of them. These die rolls lead me to believe the next session will be 5 past 6 codes. It'll have to be because I'll have to combine them all to save my remaining teams in both because they're not doing very well. The ghouls of Mormo are looking for hitting on 6, which is not great. 2-3. They do. Yeah. So there we go. And we didn't stagger it. We didn't do anything. That's just, you know, bad counterattack. Now we've used one of our actions. We're going to use the other to just attack again. They're like, they're going for it. So we've got now, let's try again. 2 for Marius, 3 for our other legionaries. Come on. 4 ups, I believe it is. Yeah, I can't remember numbers in my head, sorry. Excellent, we've got a 6 and a 4. Marius is carrying this. I haven't got the dice tray on. Marius is carrying this, and the legionaries are doing diddly squat. But that's 2. That's 2. Technically, at this point, Marius doesn't have his advanced abilities in our prologue, so that's coming in the next bit. 2, though. The ghoul gets to defend, and he is looking for 6s. Nope. Excellent. Gone. Brilliant. We're activated. They would have lost a fear because they killed an enemy unit, but they're at 1 already. So now you can start to see we're in a really good position. We've killed our 2 units. Put that on our little dice tray. There we go. 2. And all we have to do for our next turn is fairly simple. Take these activation tokens away, and all we would do first is activate these guys and run them across there. We could see if anything... there's nothing to spawn because our spawn pool is empty. That may seem like a bad thing, but it's because of the way the prologue is put together. We'll start to see now in the next part how how the spawn pool will replenish. So, yep, Marius takes his move, activates, runs across, and we succeed. We have pegged it off the board because our win condition was, oh no, got to make it to the end phase. We have to make it to the end phase. Can't just hit it and quit it, as a poet of our time once said. In that case, I don't think I do want to. Marius runs and abandons the full archers to do. I mean, he could. He could really, couldn't he? How much of an idiot do we think Marius is? It's possible. It's thoroughly possible. Let's say... You know what? What I'm going to do is, it is 6:47, because I want to get on with the 3rd scenario. So next week we are ready to crack on with our part of the campaign. We'll hand wave this bit. I know that kind of the purest wargamers amongst you are clutching your pearls right now, but we know there's not really much to worry about. The prologue is kind of only a partial demonstration of the game. So I want to get onto scenario 3 and finish that, because a couple of reasons. One, that lets us finish and think about what we want to do for creating our own hero, because Marius, after the next adventure, this adventure we're about to do, here, hang around, we get to create our own. So we need to think about whether we want to create like an archer, a warrior, a druid who can do magic, some other kind of book nerd, or perhaps a rogue of some kind. So we can have a little think about that. But I want to kind of press on and see if we can get through this. Also, I've got tickets to see Akira at the cinema tonight, so I've got to be ready for that. But there you go. So, we've won scenario 2. Scenario 3 now. The Longest Night. Marius and his soldiers have blooded their weapons upon the hideous creatures lurking in the woods, and even on the mutated forms of their former comrades. So many have been twisted by unnatural forces, horrifying tentacles bursting from their necks as they were transformed into something no longer human. Akira always takes precedence. Canada! Exactly. The Romans will have to survive one more night to make it to the safety of the fort, but something seems wrong about this part of the forest. Well, there's no any trees. Our forest is very treeless. Through the nearby rocks, a baleful light emanates. They spy an old ruined temple in the distance, a relic from a forgotten age, and they all sense strange energies beginning to coalesce. Marius grips his gladius tight and orders his soldiers to ready their weapons. The last push awaits. For the glory of Rome! I don't know, that's probably the wrong salute, but never mind. So, we're kind of mostly in the full version of the game. Now, there are some changes in the prologue between prologue and the full game, which, like I said, we'll get into properly next week in earnest. Some of them for simplicity, and some of them because basically when the prologue was out, people were like, hey, that doesn't quite line up. So we changed it. We can do that. We have the power. So let's rejig a little bit. Now, what we want to do to make sure here is when we are setting up so the center of the opposite edge there, 6 inches. I'm just going to pull this forward. Does that ruin my other camera angle? Yes, it does. I'll pull it back. There we go. There we go. Never mind. So 6 inches from the center of the opposite edge, we want to place something, and we're going to place. Let's just scoop all this out of the way. We're going to place some of this scenery. This is. Can you see it? There it is. Let's place this. We're going to make some ruins. This is a place of power, and it is, there you go. Archers, woohoo! Yeah, let's use these ones. So, about 6 inches from the opposite edge center. So let's put it there. There we go. And now we'll arrange. Can you see it? It's here. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. Can I just angle this down a touch? No, I can't. There we go. You just have to deal with it. It's right there. Right there. Look, there you go. Let's arrange some of our stuff around it. I think, let's scoop all these rocks out of the way. Let's have a bit of hillside coming around like there, forming that bit. I quite like that. Let's have that area there. And let's connect it. Let's have, it's like in a little depression. It's in a little bowl. And so there we go. That's quite nice, actually. I like that. And then we can make like rocks up here or something. I tried to make these so they tessellate, but I can never remember how I did it now. It seemed such a good idea at the time. Was it this one? I don't know. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. That almost works, doesn't it? What a great idea I had there, clearly. Let's put you like that, and we'll have some more. Maybe a rock there, and some there, and we'll put you right here, and you can go right next to the place of power. Let's put you on there like that, and like that. That's quite nice. And then there we go. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. What do you reckon to that? Any changes? Any changes people think? God, it looks like it's central, doesn't it? I swear it's not. There's foreshortening. That is 6 inches, and then that is all the way to the rest of the board. So that's another 18 inches. It's just the camera lens foreshortening it, I swear. Maybe we move it back just a touch. Just to give it a bit of. But yeah, if anyone thinks anything should change there, we've got like some rocks, like a kind of like a little bowl, lines of approach, but some scattered cover. Thank you. I think, yeah, I'm pleased. I don't think we need too much. You know, I'm looking forward to bringing some trees in. Don't get me wrong, but boy, yeah, this is quite good. So, our objective is simple: survive until dawn, or for as long as we can. So this is our place of power. A crumbling ruin, an imposing obelisk, something similar. This is a site that's been subverted by the Mythos forces and has become a conduit for dark magic. Oh no. Place a magic die on it, showing a value of 3. So we've got here some purple die. Oops, that one. So there you go, there's purple ones. In fact, let's look at the dice and stuff like that. Someone said, I can't remember who it was, sorry, someone was like, ooh, let's look at the components. So yeah, there's some purple. These are all prototypes, so the again might be slightly different. And also look at the colour. The moment you put my hand in there, the colour goes crazy. Never mind. White balance is the enemy of this. But yeah, there's some purple dice. We're going to use those as magic dice. We've been using these yellow ones as our fear dice. And you've seen, obviously, these 3 types. The white ones, the green ones, and the sort of teal, I want to say. I'm slightly colourblind, I can't tell. But yep, so there's those. And these tokens, again, these are kind of, again, they're pre-production. They might be changing slightly. So there's activation tokens, like wound tokens for people who've got more than one wound. Staggered. I guess that's really staggered. I don't know. The spawn tokens. These are, I don't know what these ones are. What are they? I've got a cheat sheet. Where's my idiot sheet? Oh, these are command tokens. Excellent. Excellent. Very nice. And yeah, there's some other ones as well, but I won't show them because these are a pre-production set, and there have been some changes, some little changes, but these ones work perfectly well with the prologue. Jamie was very kind to send these to me in the post because the real ones got delayed. Story of our lives when it comes to the postal system, right? But hey ho, does what it does. Right. Let's dive in. Let's see what we've got. Right, yes. So place a magic die on it. And this magic die needs to have a value of 3. So let's put it, boop, right there. If I put it, where is it? There you go. Boop, 3. Let's see that now. So that's going to be the magic value of it. Shows how many magic points are currently stored in this place of power. In this prologue, a place of power cannot have more than 6 magic points. In the full game, it can get a lot worse. So we're having it easy at the moment. We're going to place 3 spawn tokens in the spawn pool. There's 1, 2, 3. There they are. Very nice. And now, the threat die. Look at this big old chunk. I love it. I love the big dice. And we'll put that right in the corner there. Oh, that's not going to see. So we'll put it right in the bottom there. 1. A threat of 1. So now whenever we roll on our spawn table, we add the value of the threat die. So we're naturally going to start rolling higher. The threat die is magnificent. We all love threat die. He's our big son, and he's out there doing his best. Now, worryingly, the prologue tells me here, if you wish to stand any chance of surviving this we're going to use command abilities. So Marius's unit will be able to benefit from command abilities. So they're similar to traits, but they affect your soldier units rather than Marius himself. You can only use them on a soldier that's within Marius's leadership range. He has a leadership range of... I don't know how long his leadership range is. 5 inches. He's got 5 inches of leadership, and that's the extent of he can do with it. And we must spend a command token to do it. At the start of each round, take a number of command tokens equal to the combined command of all of our heroes. And they only last a round. If you don't use them, they're gone, right? So, may as well use them. Our command value of all of our tokens is 2, because Marius is our only hero. And because I've got plenty of tokens, they go 1, 2. You can always turn them over and they have 2 on the other side. But there we go. So what can we do with those command tokens? Good question. I don't know. Let's find out. Command abilities. By Jupiter! After you've made a dice roll for one of your units that is in leadership range of this hero, you can spend a command point to re-roll any number of them. I like that a lot. That sounds brilliant. Or Rally. At the start of any of your turns, you can spend a command point to remove 1 fear from each unit within this hero's leadership range, which is pretty good, because if all of your units are within range, that's all of them. Normally, a unit would have to use a bolster action to reduce its fear, which you have to do if it hits 6. There's nothing else you can do, because you're too cowardly otherwise. Too scared otherwise. So we've got that. We've got those extra points and things to do. What else have we now got access to? Unit reactions. Once per turn, after a Mythos unit finishes resolving an action, you can make a unit reaction with one of your soldier units, as long as it is with. One moment. And we continue. As long as it is within leadership range of Marius and within 8 inches of the Mythos unit. Doing this causes the soldier unit to gain 2 fear. So it can immediately make a move, make a charge, or make a loose action. And so that uses one of their activations. So it allows you to start using your activations out of turn. You can also now push. We can now push our soldiers. For the cost of 1 fear, they can take a 3rd action. But it can't be the 3rd action of any kind. So if you've moved and moved, you can't then move again. 2 is the limit. Our main goal here is, well, one of our ways which we're probably going to succeed is disrupting this place of power. Marius's unit can make a disrupt action if it is within 2 inches of the place of power. This represents defacing runes, toppling effigies, so on and so forth. We're basically wandering in as Luddite Roman soldiers and erasing all of this knowledge that we don't understand. When we do that, we roll a number of dice for each model in the unit, and if at least 1 die scores higher than its model's magic rating, you reduce the number of magic points in the place of power by 1, or, if it only has 1 magic point, remove the die, which cleanses it completely. Also, we're going to have a Mythos phase at the end of it, so things are really going to get tough here, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. Yeah. It's going to get hard. It's going to get hard. Dawn breaks at the end of the 7th round. Oosh. So, I'm going to put out some tokens to track that. Let's put them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, can you see them here? There you can. You can't see. I'll put them on this side. Just about. 7. Let's. Whoop, there you go. We're going to survive 7 rounds. Purify it with fire. It's stone, sir. Purify it with hammers. Exactly. Remove all the graffiti. Romans go home. The movie references are coming thick and fast today. So, you can now begin the first round. Keep track of the number of rounds that have passed. Dawn breaks the end of the 7th round. If you can survive that long, you have achieved a victory. Whether we win or lose, you now know the core rules for Cohors Cthulhu Tactics. Dun dun dun. Now, I believe if you get to the core rules and it says you've survived Romana's sons, yes. I can't remember the whole sequence, but yes. I believe the rules say if you win this, we will get 2 story points at the start of our next scenario. So there is something to play for here, but if we all die, it doesn't matter, really. How do we set up? Okay, set up Marius, a unit of 3 legionaries and a unit of 3 auxiliary archers within 4 inches of your edge of the battlefield. That's not much at all. That's a small amount. Behind that guy. That's not far at all. Okay. Well, I'll move my dial of doom out of the way. Right. Okay, let's think here. Whoever gets to that place of power has to use their magic rating, which is like how smart they are. I'm going to assume that the average soldier is not smart. No. Their magic is 5+. In fact, the archers are 5+ as well. And Marius is 6+. He's dumber than all of them. You want to keep together, use that command radius. Exactly, I think so. Actually, I guess it's not about Marius being dumb. It's about him. He's rational. This magic crap doesn't fly with him. So, in a way, it doesn't necessarily matter who we send in. Maybe the archers are better to hold it because then they can, if they're not... oh, I don't know. Let's put Marius in the middle. Nice. And we will form him up. There we go. So he's got his 2 bros on either side, and their best mate who just tagged along. And then the archers, yeah, where would they want to go? Probably somewhere they can kind of maintain close orders so they can get the benefit of shooting, which means maybe I think down this side. So actually, what I'm going to do is we're going to put the archers here because they can move through this rough terrain, like these smaller rocks. And we'll put Marius that side so that they can benefit from his command radius. Thinking with portals now. Good job, team. There we go. So that's them set up. Let's crack on. I'll overthink this otherwise. I'll overthink it, and no one wants that, especially not Akira. So here we go. Who are we activating first? Clearly, let's send in Marius and his unit. Here we go. Oh, they need a fear die, of course. There we go. Fear die. Fear for all. How delightful. So, Marius, we're going to probably send him in here. Let's see if anything spawns in. 7 is +1 for the threat, so that's 8. It's quite likely that something will come in. I assume we are using the same spawn table as before. Okay, so 8. That is 3 servitors of Mormo. Now, we haven't seen these yet, I don't believe. Have we? I think we have. I honestly can't remember. Here they are. They're disgusting ex-soldiers who are all tentacled up because they huffed some bad fog, I think. I'm going to roll 2 dice. One's for the direction and 2 for the distance. It's 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which is this one. I've kind of put them in the right way. And 3 plus 4 is 7. I've literally put them in the right spot. That's incredible. Whoa, there they are. Just jumbling around. That's amazing. This is where my good luck will end. So there they are. Coming out between these rocks, waiting to ruin everyone's day. Now, that does mean that the archers are not... They're kind of... We probably should charge in. We should charge in, and because otherwise they will go for Marius eventually, I think, but they will go for the archers first. So let us do a double move here. We're going to move 1, bop, bop, and we are not going to be able to maintain close orders. It's a shame, but hey ho. And then we will charge in for our second action. To me. This guy at the back can't quite make it. He'll just be at the back poking them with his pilum. So there we go. And then these guys move up to 2 inches to sort of come around. That's just enough, I think, to bring it in there. This does make me think of a rule. I want to check, but we'll play it as we've been playing it. And if anyone spots it in the meantime, what I'm paranoid about, then good for you. Okay, so we've come in. Marius gets 2 dice, and the legionaries get 3. Now we're into the full version of the game. All-out attack works in a different way. To do an all-out attack, we have to declare it as we charge. So we'd have to declare it now, and we gain 1 fear. But each 6 would inflict 2 hits. I'm going to say yes. We're doing an all-out attack. Marius is taking them in. And Marius does actually get all-out attack now, because we've got his full stat block, which means he's a former legionary. He gets all of the legionary units' traits, which is brilliant. Let's have a look here. Let me switch to this one so you can see the dice. Okay, we're looking for 4 ups. Here we go. Ooh. Oh. Well, that 6 is good. We keep that. But I think let's just start using command points. If we don't use them, they go. So I'm going to spend 1 command point, and I can use that to... Where are we? Marius? Marius! What's your command point thing again? I've forgotten. By Jupiter. By Jupiter! After you've made a dice roll for one of your units that is in leadership range of this hero, yes, you can spend a command point to re-roll any number of them. I keep that 6, and I'm re-rolling these 4. Marius is like, that's not good enough! I can't even roll in the dice tray! Oh! Oh, baby! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! I've never rolled that good before. I will never roll that good again. You all saw it. My mum will be so proud. So that's each of these 6s is worth 2. That's 6, that's 7. 7! Bingo, bango. That means they're definitely staggered because I did more than half. Now I believe there's other things we can do in the full game. But playing the prologue as written, there we go. They are staggered now. That's amazing. 7 dice they now get to roll in defense. Let's roll these ones. We haven't rolled these teal ones. 5, 6, 7. And they are looking for 5 pluses. 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 and there's 4 get through, which is enough to kill them. To a man. Because they have 1 wound each. Amazing. Ho, ho, ho. Bleh, bleh, bleh. There they go. Chopped down. The thrill of destroying the unit reduces Marius's unit's fear by 1. Not bad. And exactly. We've still got 1 left. Everything's coming up, Marius. They are now activation over. Servitor's done. Modiphius' turn. There are no monsters. No monsters to check. So yeah. Hoo, hoo, hoo. I'm very pleased with that. That's nice. Well, so we're going to stop the stream there because I'm quitting while I'm ahead. No. Right, we now have to activate the archers, obviously. Let's see if anything spawns. That is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 means the ghouls. The ghouls are back. 1 for direction, 2 for distance. 2, so this way. And that is 6, 11, 15. That's ages away. We won't have to worry about these guys for ages. They're over here. Look at that. Boop. Bloop, bloop. We'll put them there like that, in a little triangle. Whoa. Ghouls. So there they go. That's brilliant. That's a problem for future us. We don't have to worry about that at all. Excellent. Distance is... I mean, the thing is, the trouble is we do have to at least move them up because they are outside of our range. Our range is 16. They're just outside it for most of these. So we're going to move up, maintaining close order. They're light troops, so they can easily skip over these rocks. We're going to come up here. Oops. Hello. Like that. Maintaining close order. Lovely. And then we can draw line of sight to most of them. That's good. Excellent, excellent. So we're going to shoot 3. Now, normally they can hit on 5+. They're in close order, so they can hit on 4+, but it's outside of the range of the short range of 10 inches. So it's back up to... They'd move up for no other reason than get a spawn and then... So, yeah, exactly. Exactly. My neighbours are going for it. If I get copyright strikes of their music, that'd be great fun, wouldn't it? Anyway, gotta love living in London. Right. So... let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. We want... 5 pluses. I got confused there. Got distracted. Yeah, 5 pluses. Because yeah, they're over 10 inches. So it's not great. It's not great. However, Marius, do we want to just save? Should we just Marius this up? Use more command points? They're there to be used. Is in leadership. They are in leadership range. Sure, let's do it. Reroll all of those. 2. Better than none, that's for sure. Now, 6s don't count as doubles. They don't have all-out attack. But 2, better than none. These ghouls save on a 6+. And neither of them save. That's amazing. So... we'll take that one and that one because they're the furthest away. Incredible. Incredible. Fantastic. That leaves that one ghoul. He's back there. Let me just show you. Here he is, all on his own. And yeah, just been shot at by these guys. So he activates. Is it 4 inches to Marius? No. 4 inches to another unit? No. 12 inches to Marius? Yes. So he just like comes forward by 4. And then same again. He's just sort of strolling, well, not strolling, but he just about makes it to here. There we go. That's all he can do. He is activated now. So there we go. And that is the end of turn 1. So I'm going to take away this token and remove all these activations. Now, something to bear in mind, we are now in the Mythos phase. Oh poo. In this scenario, the Mythos phase is out of the game. Yay! The phase happens after the action phase, but before the end, and has 2 parts. First, your units may suffer from panic. Each of your units suffers 1 panic for each Mythos unit is within 4 inches of it. Oh no! Oh no! That's... okay. Totally... Oh no. If the Mythos unit has at least twice as many models as your unit, no, it doesn't. Then it's 2 panic. So there's 1 panic for each of them. Total the amount of panic, then roll that many dice. If the unit is in close order, roll 1 less dice to a minimum of 0. So the archers, they're in close order. They count out down to 0. Marius's team have to roll 1 die. They roll a 4. For each die that rolls lower than the unit's grit rating, if it's being led by hero, use whoever's grit rating is better. The legionaries have a grit of 5+, and Marius has a grit of 4+. So we've survived. We've survived this. Yo to you too, Delta W. You like using vowels. There's a lot in your username and in your writing. How you doing? So yeah, that's great. They're not scared. Well, they didn't panic anyway. And basically, if we'd failed that, that would have added 1 fear. If they were at full 6 fear and they'd failed that, they run. They're out of there and they basically flee, which is not good. It's not good at all. But yeah, now increase the threat by 1. Great. So we've now got a threat of 2. If the place of power had a magic rating of 6, it would go up by 2 already. It's not good. Oh, we spawned 2. I apologise. Takes 2 spawn tokens away, don't we? Dear me. Then roll 1 dice and look at the result on the relevant table on the next page based on the new threat level. Okay, so we're going to roll a die. We roll 3, and the threat level is 2 to 3. Out of the mist, +1, add a token to the spawn pool. So this is how we start getting things back in. The higher the threat and the higher we roll, the more likely bad stuff's going to appear. But we've made it through turn 1 with 1 fear, only 1 fear. We're doing all right. We need to get there to this place of power. Oh yes, and add this +1. So +1 means we also add this. The place of power now is at 4. 4 magic. This is a single player game. It's single or co-op. So I can see it's getting ugly in a couple of rounds. Oh yeah, this is going to get brutal. Yeah, Cohors Cthulhu Tactics is solo or co-op, but the prologue we're playing is basically solo. You could play it with someone's co-op, but yeah. Yeah, the prologue is really just teaching you how to play. So, and that's what we're doing. We'll be playing the full game in earnest next week. Seeing as this is going to get ugly in a couple of rounds, let's make it so. Who do we need to activate? I reckon let's activate the archers and pick off this this ghoul. So we activate them, and we're going to see if anyone spawns. What's the spawn happening? 6, 7, plus 2, 9. Right? 3 ghouls, but we don't have 3 ghouls because I'm playing this with the bare minimum models. So we go up the list, which means we're now spawning 2 Teufelsund. Great! They are going to appear in direction 1, this way. 12! That's plus 4, that's 16. That's going to be probably... Yeah, that's too far off the board, so we re-roll this. Again, 1 and 7 plus 4 is 11. That is doable. It's right where this bit of the book is, which I moved on the assumption that it would stay where it was. It didn't. Teufelsund appear. There we go. Let's shoot this ghoul, and then we'll see what we can do. The archers have 3 dice to go for, and we are in close order, so we're hitting on 4s, not outside of our minimum range. I think we're probably okay. Let's just go for this as it is. Well, we got our 2 command points back as well. This is great. That's 2 hits. I think this is probably fine. The ghoul now needs to defend, and I believe the ghoul has a save, I've recently forgotten, of 6-ups, so he needs 2 6-ups. He didn't get 1 of them. He's gone. Ow. Arrow to the head. The archers do their best once again. So now we can see the setup is these archers taking out the ghoul from here, and the Teufelsund have appeared over here. They're going to come probably bundling into this team. So what we need to do with their second action is get them moving up, I think. Now let's use a move, and we'll just get them across this rough terrain. They are light infantry, so they can do that. They're quite happy, they can maintain. That's fine. And because I want to push on forward, I'm going to take another fear, or 1 fear, let's take them up to 2, and I'm going to get them moving again because I want to get close to this place of power. We've got to close on this and try and lock it down as much as possible. Let's come across to here. Again, they can move across this rough terrain because they are light infantry. There they go. They're done. How do you feel about that? We pleased with that? I don't see any dispute from my lieutenants, even the ones that just are paid to agree with me. So I think we're good. Now, enemy activation. Boo! They're going to move the closest. They're going to move. Marius is outside of range. Is Marius within 12 inches? No, he's outside of it. So it's going to be the closest. It's going to be the closest enemy. So you are at just under 13, and you are at just over 12. Looks solid. Those hands are being quick. Yeah, they will be. So 4 inches brings you like up to here. Let me change camera angle. Whoop, whoop. So the other come up here, and then they can move again. If they could charge into close range, they will do so, but they can't. They're actually further than 6 inches away. So they're just going to come up to here. We've kind of outpaced them. I don't think they could have closed on us anyway, but you never know. You never know. Never know, Mr. Frodo. But yes, so these guys now, this is the question. Do we want to close on them and attack, or do we want to get up to the place of power and start working as much as we can on that? Marius's leadership range, oh, they're just outside it. just outside it, which is a bit... Let me check the wording, because if it's Marius's unit... Units that win leadership of this hero. No, so they're just outside. They would have regained... They would have dealt with a fear. That would have been great, but... Hey-ho. Can't undo that. I reckon... We could either charge him... Or, here's what we could do. We could use the legionaries all have pilum, or pila. My pronunciation is probably terrible. Anyone from ancient Rome in chat, I apologise. But basically, you can see they've all got these big old spears. They can huff them, and they can throw them 8 inches. So... What we're going to do, that's easily within 8 inches. It's pila. Is the plural pilum? Pilai. Pilau. Delicious. So we can make a loose action with that. Only 3 of them have it. Marius doesn't. Curse you, Marius. So we'll do this, right? Brilliant. Here we go. Let's see, let me put the dice tray on. The singular is pilum, the plural is pila. I got that the wrong way around, didn't I? Let's give it a go. A 6, that's good. That is good. Let's use a combat point, a command point, sorry. Reroll those. Oh, mercy, that's 2. I mean, they don't count as double because this is not... we didn't use, what's it called? The pingula. My God. God damn. I think is what you meant. Yeah, the all out attack, yeah, so it's not a charge action. So 2... Hey, look, we'll take it. We'll take it. 2. The 2 for some have therefore got 2 dice, 1 for each wound, and they are saving on 5-ups. Oh my Gideon! Okay, the peeler just passed straight through them. Nothing happens. What a terrible, terrible roll that truly was. Okay, I think in that case. Do we close in? Do we charge and close in? Because we can't do that peeler attack. That's once per turn. I think we have to close in. We have to charge. Which we can do. Let's do it. So, here we go. This guy. Let's move this activation token. Come on. Comes charging in. Like that. And who else can make it with 4 inches to spare? Well, Marius is kind of a bit there like that. You, sir, kind of come to about here. And you come out like that. Which means charging does keep you from taking fear on the defense. So there's that. Yeah, let's close these in like that. Okay, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, it could go either way. Marius gets 2 dice. The legionaries get 3. I am going to declare that that's an all-out attack, giving us a fear. There's 2. There's 2. So we're looking to be able to re-roll our 6s. No, we're not. Sorry. All-out means that our 6s count as double. So we're looking for 4 pluses here. 4 pluses. Here we go. And we're not in close order. It's not great, but that one is double. Let's use our second command point. It's better. It's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Amazing. That's 6. Very pleased with that. I'm dropping dice everywhere. There's tokens flipping off the table. You can't see it. It's chaos. Let's now roll their defense. Let me just check. They have a... No, nothing that affects this. And they are looking for, was it 5 pluses? Flipping heck, Tucker. Are you kidding me? What is that? What is that? Look at it. Look at that roll. They take 1 wound. 1. This guy. That's pants. That is just utter pants. Intangibility. That isn't even their ability. They just rolled that. Oh, nuts. Okay. So they now strike back. What's the correct term? I should use the correct term. They what's it called? They press the attack. Press the attack. There's 2 of them. The 2 of them attack hit on a 4+. Not really liking this. Okay. Of course they both hit. Of course they both hit. They have the ability Drain. So when making saves against this unit's attack, use the target's grit instead of save. We have a... So now this is interesting. So Marius has a grit of 4, and the others have a grit of 5. So that's why we want to start, pointing out. So we're going to work out where this damage goes. It was 2, wasn't it? And I'm just going to put it with... we have to really go with, because if we put it with Marius, they could just kill him. They could just eat him. So it has to be the legionaries. And we're looking for, therefore, 5 pluses. There's going to be some blood on the battlefield today. And we've used all our command points. This isn't good. This is bad. I know, Squidge, I know you said, this is going to get brutal in a couple of rounds. How about 1 round? This guy's gone. This guy's gone. We have just lost two good soldiers to a bunch of spiky dogs. We have lost the... Now, would they press the attack? They wouldn't, would they? Because they've used all their activations. Right? Big brain. Big brain move. Is that right? And they still have an action available. It was saved by the technicalities. Love it. Hooray! Does press X require activation? I just looked and it says... Before the consolidation step, the enemies will press the attack, and if they still have an action available. It does require one of their 2 actions. We're saved by the rules. I love it. We did... that actually means that no loss on either side. Therefore, we win because it's a tie. So we push the Teufelsrand back 2 inches. Back, foul fiend! That is our activation done. We're at the end of the turn. Excellent. We're starting to crack on this. Perfecto indeed. So we're going to suffer panic for every model that's within 4 inches. These guys are definitely in 4 inches, unfortunately. And the hounds also are horrifying. They inflict 2 panic rather than 1. So I hate that in ways I can't begin to imagine. So yeah, let's see. We're not in close order, so can't lower it. We're looking for grits. We can use the Marius's grits, so we're looking for 4-ups. No panic here. Lovely. That's excellent. Fantastic. Amazing. Threat now goes up by 1. It's now 3. This is getting... It's cracking on, isn't it? Now we're going to roll a die. Add it to the threat. Oh, hang on. The roll a die, look at... Oh, no, it's not. We don't add it to... Sorry, we just add roll a die. It's 2 out of the mist. +1. So +1 to the magic level. It's now 5. That's horrible. Add a token to the spawn pool. Oh, we should have taken one out anyway because these guys spawned in. No one spotted. You're going to be watching out for me. Put it back in. There we go. Next time, that's going to be bad. It's going to start getting worse. So there we go. End of turn 2. Only 5 more turns to go. It's getting scary. Okay. So I think we have to be thinking of maybe reducing this. Okay, so we're within... we are within the required distance to maybe start defacing that. There's someone looking at me through a door. What do you want? I'm being stared at. You all right? Yeah, you're all right. Okay, good. Too shy. So, yeah, they are going to maybe do that. But the trouble is, if they do that, these guys will just chomp and stomp Marius if nothing spawns, that is. I think we have to assume that something will spawn. Threat level is 3. So minimum we're going to roll is a 1. And if we only have to roll a 6 or more to spawn something. We'd have to roll snake eyes. I think we activate the archers. Let's do that. Let's activate the archers. Activate! Let's see if something spawns. It's probably gonna happen. That is 7 plus 3 is 10. Uh-oh. Oh, the ghouls are back. Team Ghoul. They're back on board. Let's have a look here. Direction is going to be 2, which is that way. And distance, 14, too far. We were wrong. 6 behind us. 4, 8. Now, the thing is, they can't spawn within 2 inches of another unit. So again, that doesn't work. 3 directly in front of us. 7, 10 off the board. We'll get there eventually. Behind us. 9, 13. That's, well, not I don't want to say perfect, but they're at least on the board. So here they are. They're right back here. They must have been following us for a few days. As you can see here, they're just... Oh, there you go. Oh, where are they? Yeah, they're just off the camera. Here they are. Hello. There they are. There they are. So they've come on. Excellent. So let's, rather than worry too much about these guys, let's have the archers concentrate. I think that rule might need to be amended so that it goes to the board, choose the board responsive. So, bit of not full knowledge. There are contingencies. So the way it would work in the real game, what you do is, if it doesn't go on, you just turn this 180 degrees and it will then bounce in the other direction for the same distance. And theoretically, unless you're dead center and you rolled it astronomically, it should come on. There are kind of like contingency rules, but just play the prologue as it's written. We don't worry about those. So there are rules. There are rules, Squid. And believe me, I was tempted to employ them when I was rolling there. So the archers are within 2 inches of the place of power, which has currently got a magic rating of 5. We'll make a disrupt action. Let's do this. So let me have a dice pool on there. We've got our 2 command points back. Always forget. Always forget. Roll number dice for each model in the unit. So three archers working together to deface these runes. Their magic is 5+. They're in close order. I don't think that really helps them with any of that nonsense. There's nothing really I don't think we can do to boost that up. If at least one die scores higher. So we can only ever reduce it by 1. So it's tough. So we're looking for a 5+. We got 1. Excellent. We've done some defacing. We knocked over some crap. Let's do it again. Hit him again. 4th obscure movie reference there. I know Lloyd would get that one, but that's ridiculous even. 5+, come on. Again, excellent. We're starting to chip away at this, and I think we have to, otherwise things get out of control very quickly. The archers have now done their activation. Now, the way Modiphius works is if monsters spawn, they are the first to activate. So it's these ghouls are coming in. Are they within 4 inches of Marius? No. Are they within 4 inches of another model? Yes, they are. Here they come. Yeah, like that. So we now have to consolidate. We will come around. Oh, Marius, no. Ah, Marius. He's twisted his ankle. Come like that. And then 1, 2. These guys can kind of make it. Not really. But our formation is utterly buggered at the moment, which isn't very good. So we are going to suffer a fear because they charged into us. Great. It's not ideal, is it? They did spawn in though, so we'll get rid of that spawn token. I always forget that. House points for whoever reminds me of that next time. So yeah, those guys are coming in. So they are going to attack us, and there is 3. Now, we can choose to take 2 fear and defend. Oh no, 1 fear and defend, 2 fear and counter-attack. I think we counter-attack. Whoops. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it, Time Roller. Let's counter-attack, because I think we're going to have to start, pushing back. So we're up to 5 fear. It's not good. It's not good. They attack us with... How does this work? Just to double check before I start committing. If we choose to counter-attack, you unit against 2 fear, but you'll be able to attack the servitors in return. Unlike other Mythos units, you can't do this for free. Excellent. So basically, we are pressing the attack here. So here we go. The ghouls required... Oh no, they needed 6s, so they only got 1. They only got 1. That's not too bad. They only got 1. which is good. Here we go. Our save is... Now we could... This is only one hit, right? So Marius has a save of 4 versus the Legionaries who have a save... Oh, they both have a save of 4, so we're just looking for 4 up. Which we got. It bounces off, no problem. These guys get wrecked. But now we get to counter-strike because we chose to defend. We took that fear. So we got 2 for Marius, 3 for the Legionaries. Let's strike it. Ah, yes. They're all hits. They're all hits. That's lovely. We didn't do all that attack because we didn't charge in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They just roll those and they are looking for 6s. Come on. 2, 3 still get through. Okay, that's probably the luckiest roll you've had across the session. I know. I'm starting to believe in the luck of the cards. 3 get through. They each have a wound. Excellent. We've destroyed them. Which gives us a reduction in fear because we realise how awesome we are. Now that does mean we've used one of our activations. So I'm going to use, I believe that's what these might be. Oh no, I know what those are. Those are not activation tokens. We'll just remember, because that always works, doesn't it? So yeah, we defeated them. Incredible. That's one of our activations used. Now it is back to us. So we could charge into the Teufelsund. But first, let's see if anyone else is going to join us. We're rolling 2 dice. 10. It is likely that we're about to see some ghouls appear on the battlefield. We are! No! 2 more ghouls. Right behind us, very far. No, we won't. Well, let's I told you about the rule. Might as well use it now. So this would be this direction. 9, 13. I took a while out of 4. So clearly, there's no room there. But what we would do is we would turn our rows around, which means it's now 13 there, which is firmly on the board. So there you go. That kind of like shows you how it would work. Is my camera dropping? I feel like my camera is dropping. I'm sort of like sliding out of view. Hello? I should fix it with my big hand. But yeah, so they appear there. So you asked Squid, that's how that works and makes it a bit simpler. Okay, I quite like the way of solving the problem. You can still run into issues. There are other figures over there. Yeah, exactly. But the thing is as well, you would end up with, because you play with, say, a limited set of units. So we've got 3 ghouls, right? They keep coming out. That's because we keep killing them. If the ghouls were out, it would scale up to the next one, which would be, I think, the Teufelsund. And they're out, so if you can't put those up, nothing spawns, but you get another spawn token in the pool. So there's always an increase of some kind. But yeah, so the more crowded, the board should only ever get so crowded, but you have to keep thinning it down, despite the fact that you just think, well, it'll be easy, because otherwise the threat will spin away. Feeding it back in spawn pools just even, yeah. Oh yeah. This game does escalate quickly. The longer, that's why when we were saying earlier, if you have a hero outside of a unit, you often want to move them in because you don't want to have more activations. You want to have less and use them as productively as possible. So those ghouls are probably in range of our archers, and they are going to come in and mess the archers up. So that's not a great thing. Can Marius and his unit do anything about that? No. So they're just going to solve the problem they have, which is to charge into these guys, hopefully, so they don't get any kind of activation. There we go. They just come wandering across these rocks. I love the way we're staggering across these rocks repeatedly. We're charging in, so we're not going to suffer the fear from having to defend. Just so you can see. There we go. We've sort of staggered across here. These two full sons, one of whom is already wounded. We'll see what we can do. We are looking for 4 pluses. Are we all out attacking? It would take us to 6 fear. No, it wouldn't. It would take us to 5 fear. But forgot one of Marius's abilities, which is quite good. Marius is inspiring, so units within leadership range of this hero, when they're activated, recover 1 fear. So when they start their turn, we would have recovered another fear. So actually, I think it makes sense for us to go all out, because those 6s, if we hit them, they're worth it. So we're on 4 fear. Here we go. 2 6s. Squid, what's going on? And we'll go 4 pluses. We've got command points. We may as well spend them. They certainly aren't going to help our guys over there. Come on, give me some more. Oh, that's disappointing. Don't say you go for a 4 later, don't trust them. Yeah, I think that's probably likely, isn't it? Can I spend another command point? Can I just throw command points? Can we just repeat command points? You know what? I'm going to say we can. If we can't, then I've got the rules wrong. But we'll do it. It only got us 1 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 there. Let's see how this pans out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 2 for Cinder save on 5 ups, which I kind of hate. But you may not want to burn a command point there because you're going to want the archers. The archers can't use them. So only Marius can use them. And they have to be in his leadership range to use them. So it's rally and by Jupiter, and so he's been pulled away. Then they're out of his command range, so they could be in the poo-poo. Let's see, so 5 ups. 2 go, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough. We needed 3 to wipe them out, because 1 wound kills this one, and another 2 wounds kills the other one. Hey, we get a fear back, a fear reduction for killing an enemy. Amazing. We're stacking up. It's gaining momentum. We've activated there. Now all we have to worry about is these ghouls, which I am not thrilled about. As you can see, they're just over here, and they are going to probably, well, definitely. Are they within 4 inches of an enemy? No, but they are within 12 inches, so they are basically barreling their way through the place of power straight into these archers, who are not going to like it at all. It's 2 moves for the ghouls to do it, but they can basically come face to face now. The archers take a fear for being charged. It's not good. It's not good. And they've used all their activations, so they can't defend, can they? Because that's an activation. I believe. Let me just double check that. Sorry, my brain is starting to shut down. All the tea I've had is wearing off. And this delicious squash is not cutting it anymore. Do I need an action to... No, it's not about actions, it's about fear. It's fear, that's right, isn't it? So So we could defend for 1 fear, which will put their save to 5. It's not great, is it? Well, let's see how they... But no, you have to decide up front, don't you? You have to decide up front. I just feel like these guys need to survive. Even if they're pushed back, they need to survive. They're in close order, but that gives them nothing. Crap. Okay. We're going to defend because their counterattack is kind of pointless. Actually, it's not too bad. They have a 5+, which is what they would have in range anyway. Do the ghouls do anything? Ooh. I don't know. I've got analysis paralysis. I think the real problem is they got split off away from Marius. That's going to be an issue. Yeah. We goofed. We got too greedy. We delved too deep. Is that a movie reference? It's more of a book reference. I don't know. We'll defend. No. We are going to counterattack. So we're taking up to 5. We're now up to 5 fear. It's. We just got to be brave here. I can hear the drums in the deep woods. Yeah, if all the trees were providing us cover, that'd be great. Okay, so the ghouls are after 6s. 1. I'll defend, gets a bonus. No, we counterattacked. We didn't defend. Okay. Whoopsie. So we're looking for 6s here. Come on! This never happens. You defended it, and now we get to counterattack. Excellent. They have a counterattack, a combat 5, so 5s here. That's 2 5s. The ghouls have a save of 6. Oh my god! Oh my god! The archers who lived, look at them. They took out 2, which means they stagger the remaining guy, even though he's, done his activation. That was unbelievable. I can't believe that actually happened. I just had the kettle beep. I wonder if I'm getting a cup of tea. I'd love tea. Can I have a cup of tea, please? Hello? No, I don't think I'm getting a cup of tea. Chat, will you make me a cup of tea? Let's wait for the next spawn. I know, it's not good. It's not good. Anyway, we're at the end there. That's how this has worked. So, now, panic. These guys will panic. They get 1 panic, but they're in close order. It's reduced to 0. Hurrah for good Roman efficiency. Threat now is up to 4. I hate that so much. Roll a die. 3. Threat level 4 to 5. So this is now we've always rolled a 2 or 3, which would normally be out of the mist. Add 1 to that, and add a token to the spawn pool. But now, threat 4, the trap is sprung. So this goes up by 1. The Mythos unit is closest to one of your units, immediately makes an action. Handily, we staggered him. So that goes away. But that could have been bad. That could have been really bad. Yeah, did not like that at all. Too close for me. There we go. Those are activations. We know that's 3 down. I'm feeling like we might survive. I'm also feeling we might die horribly. Let's see. We're back to the start. I think you made a really good point. Squid, in that these guys are too separate, so we need to bring them together. And either we do that by bringing the archers back, or Marius and his legionaries forward. Now, if Marius and his legionaries come forward, someone will spawn, and they will go. So this ghoul isn't going to do anything right now. I feel like I want to get Marius into leadership range of these archers. So that's what we're going to do. We are alert the gods. Marius is activating. Marius's unit is activated. We now roll 2 dice. If the archers can disengage from the ghoul safely, that's probably the move. Well, this is the thing. So if something spawns, it will go first, which means this ghoul is kind of going to be at the end. So the archers will then activate, something will probably spawn again, or spawn will be added, and then we can disengage. So I don't think we have to worry about them yet. They're kind of stuck in a tussle. What I want to do is I want to move these guys in, get them into close order, and see what happens. So let's see. Two dice. 6. And we're adding we add the threat level to it, don't we? Oh, I've forgotten already. If I had a cup of tea, my brain would reawake. It's not. I'm not getting tea. I really would like tea. Whew. Oh, I hear the kettle beep. Maybe I'm getting tea. Add the current threat level. Yes. So that is 6 plus 4 is 10. Spawn ghouls. We can't spawn ghouls. Next up on that list is the Teufelsson. They're back. They're back, baby. Right. Direction and distance. And this is from Marius's unit. They are 4. And that is 8. Plus another 4 is 12. This could actually be the worst possible scenario. If it's here, that would actually be within 2 inches. We can't put them there. So we spin this, 180. 4, well, it goes this way, can't do it. So we will then just re-roll. 4, 6, that's bring it closer, that's the same result. 3, directly ahead, 8, 12. They're up here. Oof, oof, oof. Excellent, sort of. I don't really know. All we have to do is get Marius within 12 inches of them and they will target him. If the I don't want to reread that comment. I just love that comment so much, Squid. I've read it 4 times now. We want to get in close. So let's come up here like this. Now they're not really in close order there. So I could move them in and as part of it, sort of close order them up. But I need to get Marius closer. And currently, at the moment, he is not. So we are going to just move them up into close order. So that, and also they'll then be within 2 inches of this. So Marius is kind of coming over this side. Boop, 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 boop. And the others are forming up like that. Go on, mate. Tuck in there. You're looking the wrong way. There he goes. Brilliant. This guy's facing backwards. What an What a fighting force. So there we go. Now you can see they're up here now. They've come into close order. They have used both of their activations though. When they started, they got a reduction in fear because they're with Marius. So this is good. Okay, the two full send are going to basically charge into Marius because is he within 4? No. Is anyone within 4? No. Is Marius within 12? Yes. So, and they can pass straight through these solid objects, straight through the place of power, which I hate, quite frankly. They can't make it in one go. So 1, they would come to here. And then the next they would charge is in 6. They are going to therefore break our they do break our close order, but they yeah. So that's the thing I want to check, and I will ask Jamie this because, like, one of the I suppose shield overlap, which is re-rolling in close order. I guess that's from ranged attacks. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Now, so they are going to attack us, and now, yeah, I think we counterattack. I think we counterattack. We take our two fear. There we go. And let's see what they do to us. There's 2. Only 2. I still hate it though. 4 plus. Ooh. Hey, excellent. Terrible, terrible, evil dogs. They failed. We didn't have to counterattack, but it doesn't matter because they failed to hit us. We now do get a free counterattack though. That's 2 for Marius, 3 for his loyal legionaries. We were looking, oh my god, we were looking at 4s. Every single one of them is a hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They now need to roll this. If they pass, they have saves of 5 up. If they pass 2 of these, they don't all die. They only passed 1. 4 wounds go through, 2 each. Bop, bop. Just straight away. Magic dogs, no one cares about that. 3, oh, we're now on 3. Oh my gosh, these dice are small for my stupid hand fingers. We're now on 3 fear. Excellent. That's brilliant. What a fantastic moment that just happened. I sound underwhelmed. I'm not. I haven't even got my phone to say, can I have a cup of tea? Tea. Please, tea. I love tea. Chat, can you please deliver me some tea? I'd love a cup of tea. I'm so thirsty. I mean, I've got water, but it's not as good as tea, let's face it. So these archers, they are up now. That was a great use of our so the lack of tea is the horror getting higher. I know it is. Hey man, how you doing? It's good to see you. We need to catch up soon. I'm an American and I'm cruel. I can make sure you get coffee. I'd take it. I mean, I wouldn't sleep tonight. I'm old enough that coffee after 8 p.m. is starting to be a bit weird, which does interfere with my my inner desire of, you know, being a cultural Parisian, up all night drinking coffee and talking politics, but it's not going to happen, is it? So let's activate these archers. They activate and they are within Marius's leadership range. Excellent. So their fear goes down by 1. We're now on a 4. Decaf coffee is my way of 5 p.m. those days. Decaf is the first coffee I have in the day. because I drink too much of it, and if I don't make the first one a decaf, then I crash too early. This is not what this stream should be about. So we have a choice here. They can deal with this ghoul, which I think they should, or deal with this place of power. Now, that's all very dependent on if and what appears. So let's see what happens. That is 5 plus 4 is 9. Oh, I know who's coming back. I know who's coming back here. Ghouls are already out. It's the Teufelsund. Here they come, team. They are coming in direction 6, so right behind us. That is 8 plus 4 gives us 12. Yep. Ouch. They're right here. They're coming out of the goddamn walls. Movie reference number 6 or 7. Who knows? So there they are. They're coming out there. Not great. The archers... I kind of feel like they should just... They've got a spather, which is a light hand weapon. So I think they're just going to try and blub, 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 deal with their opposition, right? So they are... Oh, that was a thing. Now, because they lost, these guys should be pushed back by 2 inches because they lost the last melee. So they were pushed back. So actually, we're in close order because the guys just lined up against us. So we're going to use a ranged attack, close order at 4. So we're hitting on 4s against this ghoul. Just so you see what I did. You see what he did? Let's see, I've done that. Pushed him back, didn't I? Look, there he goes. I've got Marius' inspiration. I did, yes. He started off with, they were at 5 fear. They were bricking it. 4s, only 1. But is 1 enough? Let's use a command point because I don't want to rely on it just happening. Excellent, we've got 2 now. 2, the ghoul needs to save on 6s. That was a good command point spent. The ghoul is killed. We lose a fear because we are victorious and good at shooting stuff. That then allows us, for our second action, to see if we can get rid of some of this magic. And boy, do I want to get rid of some of that magic. We're looking at 5 pluses on this. Oh, we should be out of spawn tokens now because there is a guy there. That's 1 5 plus. This is now down to 3. I am tempted to take a fear and magic again. So I'm going to do it. Back up to 4. If I can, there we go, back up to 4. 1 5 up. There we go, that's 6, that's good. And so down to 2. We are sorting the magic out here. These guys are now activating. We haven't used this command point. It's very unlikely we will use it. We didn't need it. We didn't need it. Yep. We could have spent that, I suppose, but so we saved it for the dice rolls, and we didn't need it on that. Oh, well. So these guys, they're going to do a move of... They're going to head to Marius, because he is... Woo! Marius is falling over. Actually, they are going to head to these guys. They're not targeting Marius. He's just out of his range. So they come this way for 4 inches. Hello. And then they still can't get in on their 6-inch charge, so another 4 inches. But this time they do adjust it slightly and they do go towards Marius. There they are. They have now activated. Well, these guys have activated as well. Oh my gosh. It's cracking on. It's cracking on. We're getting there. We're now into It's Mythos time, so panic. Anyone within 4 inches. I think these guys are... Yes, they are. So that's 2 panic. They are not in close order. They're going to have to roll under their grit, or over their grit, which is 4 up. There we go. That's a panic. A fear. A fear goes through. So they're up to now 4. Not great. Not great. Not great at all, but never mind. Threat now increases. It's on 5. I'm not happy. I am not happy because something happens when you hit threat level 6. It's not good. It's really not good. I've got a big model over there. It tells you how bad it is. So, let's see how this goes, shall we? Put that back for the next turn. A 4. 4 at threat level 5. Voices on the Wind. So this goes up by 1. And each soldier unit gains 1 fear. So this is now up to 5. And these guys are up to 5. That's not great, if I'm being brutally honest. But I'm kind of glad there are like no spawn tokens here. So that is kind of good in a way. Okay, rattling. It's not the rattling of tea. Tea. Anyway, end of the turn, brilliant. We're starting to do this. Get rid of the activation tokens. I think do we start? No, the subtle hints have not paid off. Subtle hints have not paid off at all. No tea is coming. So we either close the distance and defend with these hands, leaving these guys hopefully to deal with this magic, or we just magic and see that whatever spawns isn't the end of the world. I think Marius and his unit should try this. They're going to try the magic, do a bit of magic, and then they can charge in afterwards, right? Excellent. Makes sense to you? Makes sense to me. Here they start off, they get a reduction in fear. That's good. And here we go. We need... So Marius has got a 6, so he's not that great. So we're looking for a 6 or more on the white die and a 5 or more on any of the others. Brilliant. We reduce it by 1. We're successfully, I think, keeping this threat level down. It's just this magic level even. It's just not great. Then let's charge in if we can. And Marius comes over here and he just brings it to here, which keeps him within 5 of this team, which is good. And his team are charging in close quarters. Good job, team. Well done. Keep it like that. This guy would naturally close in, give him a little bit of movement, but that's fine. It's worth it for us to keeping it in close quarters. So now you can see, there you go. We've got our defensive line. Everyone's facing... Now everyone's facing the right way. I've got my eye on you, matey. He's not even looking in the right direction. So there we go. Let's go in. Is this an all-out attack? All-out attack will cost us 1 fear. I think... we're going to spend one of Marius's command points to reduce his fear down, and then we'll do an all-out attack. So that brings it back up. So we're spending that effectively to get a free all-out attack. Sixes here do double. Let's go. Oh. Oh. That's a bit sad, isn't it? That's 3. That's not enough to kill them. I mean, we want to 4s and up. Do we spend the other command point and just go for it? Oh, we forgot to see if anyone arrived. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. Well, they wouldn't have arrived because there's no spawn point, so we would have added that spawn token in. So yeah, we've got 4. Do we want to spend the other command point? I don't know. I'm paralysed by doubt and confusion. I think, yeah, let's do it. Even if I do just 2 more 4-ups, that's good. 1. Okay, so it's not brilliant. Question is whether or not the archers are going to need it. I don't know. They might spawn something in. They will spawn something in, but hopefully it'll be more over this side of the board. We'll just have to see. So these hands save on 5-up. Hopefully not a single 5-up. Okay, well, one of them dies. And we did half, so they are staggered. Can they be staggered? Yes, they can. I was a bit worried there that it was like, this can't be staggered. I was like, no. But no, it's staggered. Excellent. Could have been worse, could have been better. I'm happy with that, I guess. Now, the archers need to activate. So let's see. There is a spawn pool, a token, so we'll take that. Let's see what they roll. 7 plus 5. That's quite large. More Tufelsund. Oh, hang on. So nothing spawns, so they don't lose that. But we can't spawn anything higher up. So yeah. The spawn pool grows. I think we've kind of like survived a wave almost, and we're just staying ahead of it, I think. That means I was about to drop the F-bomb, sorry. These guys should have attacked first. You can tell I'm getting a bit... I need some kind of... Tea! Tea, please. Please? No. Okay. I just have to drink water like some sort of chump. Government juice. This guy should have attacked, so would have staggered. We'll come back to this. If you're watching this and you've got this far, you're tolerant. I understand it. Thank you. This guy would have backed off. It would now charge in, and we take a fear. We would then close around it. We'll just hold. Oh, we can't counterattack because we would yeah, we'd just suffer too much fear. So we just have to hold this and see how it goes. He attacks with yes. So when making saves against this unit attacks, use the target's grit. So Marius has a grit of 4 plus, and the Legionnaires have a grit of 5 plus. Oh, use the target's grit rating. Okay, right. It's not really gone that well. We got 1. We got 1. That's all we needed. But good lord, that wasn't wasn't great, was it? Yeah, so now that guy is... Are you with me? Are you still with me? I think we've got it. I think we've got it. Archers, they got that spawn. We're back in the room. This is where we are. These guys are going to do magic. Magic. They are looking for 5 pluses. 1, brilliant. Down to 1. If we can get 1 more magic roll, we've neutralized the place of power, and that is a really good thing because it means threat doesn't go up as crazily as it could do. If that hits 6, this goes up 2 every time, and we don't want that. 5 or more, 5 or more, 5 or more. Voomph! Like the World of Warcraft leveling up animation happens around it, and we've cleared it. Amazing. They start within 5 inches of him, so they're also down to 4. Amazing. I'm dead pleased with that. They're done. Excellent. Who said vandalism is a useful social function? Exactly. Get rid of all that dirty eldritch graffiti, right? Oh, these guys have... I'm getting tired of forgetting to put my activation tokens on. We'll see. We'll see. Excellent. Panic. These guys clearly get panic. There's 2 there. They are not in close form, so they don't get a bonus. That's 1. They're on the maximum fear. They're so scared right now. They're so scared. Wah. Threat goes up. Threat is now on 6. So this is where things are going to get bad. And let's just do it. Let's do it. We know what's going to happen. Well, I know what's going to happen. You don't. Oh, look, we rolled a 4. But no matter what you roll, if the threat is 6, rampaging creature, reset the threat level to 1. Add 3 spawn tokens to the pool. I've lost one of my spawn tokens. I don't know where it went. It's here somewhere. I did have another one. I've lost it. I think I did have another one, but I don't know where I've put it. So just imagine. That's a spawn token right now. You just have to imagine it. And that's not all. Set up a chosen within 2 inches of the places of power as close as possible to one of your units while remaining at least 1 inch away. Here's the chosen. He's horrible. We don't like him at all. Oh. But yeah, he's big, and that means within 2 inches of the place of power, as close as possible to one of your units, but no, he literally appears here. Boomf. Yeah, there goes the archers. They are about to get smushed. But it's the end of the turn. We've only got to survive 2 more nights, and the brutal truth of this is only Marius needs to survive. Everyone else, very expendable. So yeah, here we go. Let's get into this. We have a lot of spawn tokens now. I hate that so much. Where did that spawn token go? Did I drop it on the floor? It's possible. It'll turn up in the robot Hoover a few days' time. So, fortunately, he will go last. So, what we could do, I believe the Romans called it GTFO, and see what happens. I think probably what we will do is we will try and kill this. Something's going to spawn. Something will spawn. I'm pretty sure something will spawn. It might not, because one, we could roll, a nothing. Nothing spawns. I think the archers need to open up and shoot the Chosen. They need to be like, what the hell? Threat level's been reduced once, so you might be able to... Exactly. But the thing is, if they don't spawn, then the Chosen might actually go. Yeah. Okay, so we've got our command points back. Small victory. They start, and are they within 5 inches of Marius? Yes, they are. So they activate, they now are at 3 fear. Surprisingly, they're less feared than these guys over here. These guys beating up a dog for the 14th time. Terrified. These guys, giant creature appears made of muscle, organs, and viscera. They're like, nah, it's fine, isn't it? It's all right, isn't it? So let's shoot, and then shoot again. But first, what spawns? 1 + 4 is 5. It has happened. It has happened. 5. Nothing spawns. Nothing spawns. And because we rolled that low, no spawn tokens vanish or appear. It's a mixed curse. A blessing in disguise, perhaps. Let's shoot. Let's just straight away shoot. We are looking for... they're in close order, so we're looking for 4s and up. That one's gone. So let's roll this one up. Oh my god, come on. That's 2. I'm not going to use a command point to re-roll that one. That's 2 there. Let's see how the Chosen works. I bet he's really weedy. The unit's attack rating is equal to the highest magic die that's currently in play, minimum of 2. So that's a really good thing. We've got that down low. He's horrifying. He inflicts 3 panic. And he is unstoppable. Even though this unit only consists of a single model, it is only staggered if it suffers at least 4 hits from an attack. He saves on 5 pluses. This guy is like a tank. But we have done 2 wounds to him. 2 wounds. Now, interestingly, he only has a health of 4. So if we were to stagger it, it would die. I think we just have to shoot again, don't we? We just have to shoot again and hope that this giganto, here, we can hold him off. We need to do another 2. And we can always then take that extra action and push. Its movement is 4. Everything moves 4, unless it says otherwise. Yeah, I think that's the thing. We just have to perform a sort of staggered retreat here. I'm going to shoot again. If we can get 2, we kill it. So let's do it. 4 plus. It's the 2 we need. It's the 2 we need. Can he save 5 pluses? No, he can't. Oh my god. Another 2. That equals its health. That's 4 wounds. Chosen? I didn't choose him. There we go. Chosen? Rubbish. There we go. I feel like I've got something wrong there because these archers who just have now got a fear back from disposing it. When those archers get back to Rome, they've been promoted to senators. Exactly. Okay, here's what I feel. Next week, when we play the first part of our campaign, I think we make our hero an archer. Like one of these guys has gone off and formed their own group because Marius won't be there. So I think that's what I feel will be really good. Meanwhile, this chap here, this Teufelsund, activates and will attack Marius and co. Now. Oh! Marius and co should have been pushed back. because of the tie. Oh, no, that was the other way around. This guy got pushed back, didn't he? So he charges in, back to where he was. That causes a fear. Now, the problem we have here is you're already on 6 fear. What happens if you gain a 7th fear? Uh-oh. I don't like that at all. Oh, no. The effect fear. So, yeah, okay. Fear, you can't go above 6, but if the only action they can do is to bolster. So, it takes 1. We can't even, therefore, defend or I think we just have to see what happens. It rolls a 5. That's a hit. That's a hit. So we need to make a defend using grit. Excellent. That's fine. That's all good. Pushed it off. It's equal. Therefore, we are pushed back by the attacker. Now we need to activate. Oh, because these guys are gone. Boop. And these guys are gone. This chap is gone. So we now need to activate Marius's unit. Does anything spawn? 6, that'd be 7. The Servitors of Mormo are back. They've been gone for so long. Distance, they're that way. 7, 11. Oh no, the archers are in trouble. Yep. That's legit. They basically appear right on the edge of this hill. Boo! Boo! They're over here. See? Ready to go. But that means, unfortunately, the only action, so you guys take a reduction in that because you're with Marius, which is great. And therefore, I know, I'm not worried about the archers. They're on their own. This is all fine. So that's a spawn. Excellent. So we're down a spawn token. I think Marius's team probably want to move up and charge, but make it in close order. Oh, there they go. Which allows us to do an all-out attack. So we gain 1 fear. We're back at 6, right? But Marius will use a combat point command point to offset it. Any 6s here? We haven't lost. I was about to say something really glib and stupid. We haven't lost anyone yet. Watch it happen now. Here we go. 6s double. That's 1, 2, 3. That's plenty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't. Well, if he rolls all of these as saves, which are 5-ups, 2, that leaves 3 behind. This Toothless is dead. Excellent. Another fear restored. Hurrah! They say. And with that, they are able, I think what we're going to do is kind of conga line this way, actually. Maintain order, but they kind of tack around because these servitors are going to come in and we want them to kind of try and avoid the archers if possible. It's unlikely that it matters, but is Marius within 4? No. Is Marius within 12? Yes, he is. So they've done it. They come up here with 4, like that. And then they'll do another 4, which doesn't quite bring them into range. They've kind of like kited them. Oh, hang on. No. No, come on, Steve. Don't be silly. Because they would have got to here and then there is another. So they would have actually come here and gone for this archer. The archers, who we know are basically immortal, they would all close in like that. Okay, so that's their second. That was their second action. So it's just a straight attack. Will the archers defend or counter-attack? I feel like it's about surviving at this stage. Because we've got one, survive this turn, and we get another turn, and we've then survived. So let's say it is, let's counterattack. I just rationalised that stupidly. Okay, they attack, and they get, ooh, okay, they got nothing, because their combat is 5+. Oh man, and that's good. That is good. Our counteraction, our counterattack. We are looking for 5+. None. But Marius is within range. Uses his command point. Men, re-roll those dice. Still crap. Never mind. Okay. Tried. You tried. Well done. Didn't work though, did it? Bugger. Okay, never mind. Well, there we go. It was a tie. That means we are pushed back because there we go. Archer, servant, swordsman. They're just like hitting them with the archer stick. They're hitting them with the archery stick, you know, the one with the special, the bow firing ribbon on it. Oh dear, it's been too long. Okay, panic. Anyone? Both of these are going to take panic. They've fallen back, but they've fallen back into kind of close order. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. Am I? I don't see why I can't. Men, retreat. Yeah, I can do that. So basically they don't suffer any panic. These guys will also not suffer panic, I don't think. Have I forgotten how panic works? It's quite possible. Oh, yeah. Banging. Excellent. No panic because they're all close ordered. They're brilliant. We're now up to 2 threat. We are rolling a dice here. 3 out of the mist. Right. So now it says here +1, but we've neutralised that. So that's great. No longer has any effect on the game. But we do, unfortunately, have to add a spawn token to the pool. Not great. End of the round. We've just got to survive one more round. I'm feeling reasonably good that we're going to survive this. So let's crack on. I think we start with the archers. See if anything spawns. 8. Pretty much guaranteed. 8 + 2 is 10. It's ghouls. Hey, they're back. The ghouls are back. Direction is down 7, 11. They're right on this board edge, right here. Woo! Here they are. They're even facing the right way for once. Whoa! Zombies! Excellent. The archers, I think, will just lay into these guys. And let's shoot. Let's shoot. They are close ordered. Brilliant. So 4 pluses. And should we aim? Oh, they start an activation within 5 inches of Marius as well. So that was down. That's down to. Were they on 5? No, they were on 4, weren't they? 3. They're on 3 now. Should we aim? Let's aim on this first one, because we can always push and take a second action. So aiming, we're back up to 4. Reroll 1s. Excellent. I'm very excited by this. Oh, it was a 2. That's still crap. Never mind. 2. 2, and these servitors are looking to save on 5s. 1, so one of them's gone, and it's the furthest one away. Always is the furthest one. It doesn't stagger because that's not more than half. But, and that's used all their actions, but I'm going to push my team, which will use their last one up, and then that's just a normal shoot. That's rubbish. We do have 2, as I remember, 2 command points. Marius gives one of them, allowing for a reroll. We're still looking for, what, 4 pluses? That's 2, better than nothing, we'll take it. And they are saving on 5 pluses. 1, again. Okay, but again, they're not staggered because more than half of them didn't die. Oh no, they did this time. They did this time because half of 2 is 1. I remember that now. So there we can see now that these guys are sort of all a bit shonky, but never mind. These zombies over here, you can just see at the edge. Hello, over here. They are going to head towards the nearest creature, which is 4 inches this way. And then Marius is not within 4 inches, but he is within 12, so they will just shamble towards him. I think we can give these guys the runaround. I don't think we need to basically worry too much about things. I think the most honourable thing a Roman soldier could do is to like just run around and like, you know, whoop, 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 around the edge. But let's at least see what we can. Oh, I don't know. No, we're going to turn around. They're all going to turn around and they're going to throw. I was going to say fire. They're going to throw their pilum. Their peeler. The more you know. At these zombies is 8 inches. That's definitely within range. Marius doesn't have one. Oh, does anyone spawn? Probably. 6, 7, 8. Ooh, oh, I think we know who this is. No, Normos are out already. Ghouls are out. It's the Toothlesome. They're back. Toothlesome in direction 1. It's 8, 12. Yep, they literally appear over here. Boop. Boop. Like that. Now let's fire. Throw our peeler at these chaps. It's not great, but we'll take it. That's 1. Can they defend? 2% to save on 5. No, they can't. They're not 2%. They're ghouls. They 7-6, so definitely this one guy picked off. It's not great. And then what I think we'll do is we will, let's charge in. Let's get these guys. Come on. Can we possibly do it so we just sort of like that maintain order. These guys will then have to close in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dot dot dot. You right? My cat's sneezing. It's very cute. There's 2. We didn't do an all out, did we? We didn't say we were going to, so never mind. There's just 2. I'm going to spend the remaining command point to re-roll these. Whoa, nurse. Come on. There we go. That is 3 hits. They get to defend that. Can they, is the question. The ghouls save on 6. Look at that. Just enough to kill them. Just enough to kill them. 2 hits. Now that's down to 3. Perfect. These guys are gone. So now you can see perfectly clear here. The only thing to worry about really is these guys. These guys spawned. So in they come. Within 12. So they're going to head towards the archers by coming up here. And then are they in charge range? The thing is they go to Marius first. What are you doing here? Did you die? How did you end up there? Marius is within 12. Actually, he's just out. He's just out, so they would head here. And they can't actually charge in. They're just... So they only move 4. There we go. They're done. This guy unstaggers on his activation. And he will charge into these guys. They close up. And what do? He attacks. I'm happy to let this go. So he attacks. He rolls a 6. That does count as 2 because these guys have all that attack. And they have it for free. So that's 2, which is not great. Let's see how this works out. Oh, 1. 1 archer saved it. Good job. So unfortunately, our first casualty at the very last moment is that 1 archer. Then they're expired. On the last round, obviously, is there any point in doing the threat? The threat would go up to 3. We would roll on the table, and it would say 5, and one of our units would immediately be able to make an action, which is great. But basically, we have survived. We've done it. We've done it, team. That took a while. It took longer than I thought it was, but that was really good fun. So we've completed the prologue. I don't think there's any fancy flash text for us to read. No, there isn't. There's no fancy text. But I know what that means, and that means I'm not sure that survival actually happened. I suspect it's because the chosen one ran a little strange. Yeah, I wonder if I goofed something there, because I don't think he was that chosen. Chosen man, he wasn't that chosen. But no, we just panicked and shot the heckins out of him. It's still that the wave did start again, and enemies were starting to spawn again. I think we were lucky. We realised, you realised that I had goofed by taking Marius too far away from the archers, so they definitely, had he not got back into his leadership range for them, they would have had their archery bottoms handed to them on a plate, I think. It wouldn't have been good. But yeah, we got it. We made it. We made it. I think, like we said, we're going to come back next week for this. I've got my campaign journal ready and printed out. So we can fill this out. We can create our hero. Like I said, I think we should create an archer hero. Someone who's from this crack squad who's gone on and formed their own team. But, have a little think. I'm thinking when the archers return for campaign, maybe they hunt down Marius and take their revenge. Marius has been promoted away. He's living the good life. He's just out in his garden, feeling corn. He doesn't care about these people anymore. But yeah, so we'll do that. Maybe we also create a companion for them. So if our archer maybe needs a guard. But we'll be back and we'll be working through the actual core rules. So if you want hopefully this was a nice sort of like reminder if you have played through the prologue or are aware of it. If you haven't, I hope this is a little taster. Like I said, we'll be back same bat time, same bat channel next week for the first, which I can't. What's the first mission called? The Long Road or something like that. I think it's called. I can't remember. It's called. I'm scrolling. Let's say it's called The Long Road. I feel like that seems right. The Hard Road. The Long Hard Road. Ooh, what a road it's called. I don't know. What could it be called? What? Hello? Let's go. Oh no, look at this. The Hard Road. It is called The Hard Road. And we're already going to come up against problems because there's magic people. We'll be coming up against this guy who'll be magicking our bums. Cormac McCarthy's The Road. Can you imagine a more depressing tabletop game? Get a little miniature with someone with a shopping cart. That'd be awful. Oh dear. But yes, so that's it. Yeah. So do pop it in your diaries if you've got nothing else to do and you want to hang out on a Friday night and squish Eldritch Horrors with me. It would be great to have your company. It was great to have your... I know you'd play the heck out of that. You're weird like that, aren't you? Actually, I might give it a go as well. It's like a very depressing version of Traitor's Toll. Yeah, it'd be great to hang out. It's always lovely to do so. So thank you for chilling out and playing Cohors Cthulhu Tactics with me. Like I said, we'll be back next week. Do all the usual stuff, like if you want to go and follow us on Discord. If you're not, it's at discord.gg/Modiphius. You can also go to forums.modiphius.com and waffle away there if old school forums are more your kind of thing. Otherwise, obligatory socials post. We can be found on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Otherwise, that's it. That's it. I want a cup of tea. It's 9:01. I'm not going to see Akira now. Didn't have tickets booked, but some of my friends did and I was going to join them, so I'll go tomorrow night, or I'll just watch it on Crunchyroll. Other streaming platforms are available, but I don't know if they have Akira on them. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. That's enough waffle. I'll see you later. Have a really good weekend, whatever you get up to, and of a weekend something. Bye.